Hello, everyone, and welcome. Hello, and welcome to our Independence Day game we have between your Matsu Miners and the Peninsula Oilers. What a better way to spend the 4th of July than America's pastime itself. Enjoying a baseball game here at a gorgeous 4th of July day. And these Miners hoping to give their home crowd a treat as they continue to flood into Herman Brothers here. As always, I'm Sean Neef alongside my broadcasting partner, Reese Lannon, and we are here to cover Miners action after what was their first loss in a while last time out against the Anchorage Bucks, but now they have a chance to recover with arguably their best pitcher on the mound.
Yeah, Will Johnston going for the Miners on the year. He's been really good. Last start had 14 punch-outs in 9 full innings, so he gets the nod today for the Miners on the year. Will has a 2.7 ERA. He's only allowing a 225 batting average against on the year. He's also been pretty good with limiting wild pitches, just 2 of them on the year to go along in those 26.2 innings, 37 strikeouts, just 8 walks. He's picked up a couple of wins, no losses. He's limited extra base hits, just 6 of them on the year.
He's really been locking in, especially lately, almost matching his career high or season high for the strikeouts in just a single game, getting 11 last time he was up pitching what should be a full game, but it did require extra innings. And now he has a chance to perform in front of the home crowd here at Herman Brothers. We want to thank everybody for coming out today, and our sponsors especially, as we are honoring a lot of the Special Olympics around the area here at the ballpark, and they even get the chance to present Miners' own GM Pete Christopher with a plaque for all the work he's done for them and their organization throughout the years.
Yeah, nice nod to Pete for continued support within the Special Olympics community, as tonight is Kendall Ford Day at the park alongside Special Olympics night. And Miners defensively will line up like this: left to right in the outfield, it's going to be Mike Ferreira, Tyler Wilson, EJ Combo. Infield left to right, Casey Rother, JD Urso, Josh Morozic. Then over at first base, Aaron Walters. Pitcher catcher battery is the catcher Tyler Rando along with Will Johnston.
And first up for the Oilers is going to be Trevor Antonsen. We've seen him plenty, but a name we are surprised is not going to be on the lineup today. It's going to be Cole Moore, somebody who, along with Garrett Pennington, joined the latest for this Oilers squad and has undoubtedly made the greatest impact.
As there's ball 1 to the hitter at the plate, Antonsen, who's struggled a bit on the year, just a 177 batter.
Not struggling here, though, taking that one inside, ball 2, so 2-0 now. Finally gets some kind of call there. Miners looking to get any kind of semblance of control in this first at-bat, as it is 3-0. Johnston, not in a favorable count, looking to see how he'll react here. Wouldn't be surprised to see that fastball from him, as that's exactly what he does, but it's going to push to the left of the mound for ball 4, and a 4-pitch walk to start off this game. Right as we were praising the control of Johnston, can't seem to get control in that first at-bat. However, it's only one man on.
As now to be John Olmstead, the shortstop, hitting an even 250 on the year. He's got a homer and 5 RBIs. Also, positive walk-to-strikeout ratio, 13 walks, 12 strikeouts.
He's only been getting better as the year improves. Goes for a bunt attempt here. This one's down across the line. Not going to be fair, so we're going to have to return to first base is Antonsen. Olmstead been batting especially well as of late. Over the last week, a 308 average. So he's trending in the right direction for his club, and without that near guaranteed presence of Cole Moore at the top of the lineup, they're going to need more at-bats like that from him. Had a chance with the first pitch, just could not keep it fair. So 0-1 to John Olmstead.
Olmstead back in. Lefty Johnson against the righty Olmstead.
And he's squaring up again. This time tries to pull it back, and he does get the ball called, so 1-1. We have a similar umpire behind the home plate, as well as she was the first base umpire from the game yesterday between the Bucks and the Miners. Continues to square here. This one's going to be laid back on again and immediately thrown to first where Aaron Walters awaits, but not in time, so 2-1 count now.
Not the count you want to be in if you're Johnson. He struggled a bit with command to start so far. Just 8 walks so far in 26 innings, so he's been good with it. But he's got a lot of work to do right now.
Right now, would love to even up this count, make it a bit more of a fair fight as it stands at 2-1. He has his pitch, and that one pushed low, so fouled off, and 2-2. Johnston able to even it up there as he couldn't lay off the low stuff. Johnston's 2.7 ERA coming into today. Maybe challenging the first inning, depending on how he's able to handle John Olmsted here at the plate. Olmsted gets a nice swing at it, but that one's just going to be hit back towards the backstop.
2-2 still on John Olmsted. Garrett Pennington, a 283 hitter with 3 home runs and 12 knocked in, sits on deck.
So Johnston, 1 on, none away, as we are facing the second at bat in our 4th of July special here at Herman Brothers Field, as this one will be thrown to first just briefly to check on him. Johnston, while he has had incredible strikeout numbers, his whip is above 1 on the season, so he does get some men on, just don't typically advance them further than second, if that. As that breaking ball tried to fall back into the zone, and he's not going to get the call, so the 3-2 count. Full count for Will Johnston and John Olmsted. As Trevor Antonsen is leading off of first, he may be able to advance without trouble, but you're going to have to wait here as that one only fouled into the dirt. Sitting in your on-deck circle is Garrett Pennington and John Hanley, the big first baseman, sitting in the hole right now for the Oilers. Johnston hoping that he can get through this lineup without much issue.
Antonsen tied for the team lead over at first with 3 steals on the year.
Gets some nice contact here once again. This one fouled up, maybe a foul out opportunity, and that's exactly what it is, as Casey Rother able to roam over into foul ground and put that one away for the first out here in the top of the first.
Yeah, that ball was just hit mile up in the air, and Rother fortunate to have room over there to make the grab. One away, Pennington to the plate. Now Pennington has been hot in terms of power and average. I mean, he's up to 3 home runs now and just 46 at-bats on the year, so certainly a long ball threat. Also 3 doubles to his line as well.
He's wasted no time introducing himself as one of the greatest power hitters in the ABL this season, right along with Miners' own Nick Sorelli and Pilot's Ethan Mann, as he gets a first strike call there, so the first time he gets ahead of a batter with the first pitch.
Yeah. On the year, the Oilers have actually picked things up greatly with the additions of Cole Moore and Garrett Pennington. Their team averages went all the way up to 227. It was below the Mendoza line last time we saw them, and they have 12 home runs, which leads the ABL.
So Johnston tried to take him upstairs for that next pitch, laid off, and 1-1 count now.
Oilers team, they'll score a lot of runs, but they'll give up a lot of runs. That's kind of the name of the game for them.
It's that double-edged sword, whereas the Miners like to restrict a lot of offense, as he can't even help himself there. Won't even swing at that one, just lets it pass as the breaking ball able to come back in, and that 12-6 action for Will Johnston looking good at the top of the zone.
Count sits at 1-2.
Johnston looking for his put-away pitch here. Fastball delivered and given to him. That's beautiful for strike 3. Will Johnston gets his second out here, and he is happy to get the first strikeout of the day as well.
Now it'll be John Hanley, the first baseman coming to the plate. Hanley on the year, tick below the Mendoza line, hitting 189. He's got a homer and 5 RBIs, but his big problem, he struck out 19 times in 53 at-bats, so certainly a lot of swing and miss in his game.
As Johnson recorded his 38th strikeout of the season on that last one, continuing to push those numbers higher as he gets that nice little pickoff move. It's so in rhythm with his actual windup. But getting back to the plate is Antonsen, as he's been stranded at first for the last 2 batters. Hanley hoping to change that. Taking that one on the inside, though. Not going to be fooled by the front door attack.
1-0 as Johnson falls behind Hanley. If it were to get him, sitting on deck is another guy who's been really struggling for this Oiler team, Ben Grunberg, who's 3 for his first 39.
He tries to get on this one, sends it backwards though, so 1-1 count.
And Grunberg in the on-deck circle has probably struggled as much as any Oiler. This team, like I said, they have some power, but a lot of strikeouts. In 21 games, they have 176 team strikeouts. So certainly not a small number, and Grunberg's contributed a lot in that, 17 in just 39 at-bats.
Johnston looking to get himself out of this inning. Steal attempt, throw into second, and he's safe. So nice throw, nice spot, just not in time as he got a nice lead off that time.
Antonsen swipes his 4th bag of the year, stealing there on Tyler Rando.
Now it's going to be a brief meeting at the mound between Tyler Rando and Will Johnston, likely trying to pick up some kind of signal on their steals, as he gets an easy one there without much issue, and still a chance to bring in the run now from scoring position as Hanley stands at the plate in a favorable 2-1 count. Now Johnston trying to catch up here, but falls further behind. 3-1 now.
Johnston struggling to find the command of that fastball here in the first inning. Try to go on the inside corner there, but no bueno.
Not getting a whole lot of love from the right-handed batter's box side of the zone. So tries to push the other side, but instead comes away with a walk. That'll be his 2nd of the game.
Johnson's got to avoid the walks right now, and he's got a man at the plate in a deep, deep slump. Ben Grunberg. Like I said, 17 strikeouts, 39 at-bats, just 3 hits on the year. This is a spot for Will Johnson that he's got to get it done.
Jam is getting tighter for Will Johnston. The southpaw from Texas A&M looking to work some magic here. It's a nice first pitch delivery and gets the strike to go with it. So 0-1 for Will Johnston.
And Grunberg got to get ahead of him with the early pitches. Attack early, attack the zone, and then drop something low in the dirt. Maybe get him fishing at it as he sits 0-1 here.
Johnston gets some nice breaking action on that one and gets a call. So 0-2. Will Johnston, one thing you can say for sure, his timing on his pitches is almost always the same. It really helps to get that full motion and be so consistent as he's locked back into this inning.
Look for the curveball here.
He gets a fastball, steal attempt again, this time at third, and gets him put away as Trevor Antonsen can't help himself but be a little greedy, and that time he gets caught. So Miners escape the top of the first with no issue. Few on, but none come across, and it's 0 on the board. So Miners getting a chance up next in the bottom of the first to get their own run started as we wait here for continuation of this 4th of July coverage here at Urban Brothers Field. We are back in the bottom of the first. Miners first chance with the bats as EJ Cumbo gets to lead them off here. University of Tampa product got 2 hits in his first game for the Miners, so a pretty solid start.
Yeah, Cumbo and a 1-0 count. Right-handed, or right fielder, left-handed batter. Smaller guy, compact build, but he can swing it.
He can move too. Puts it on the ground. If it's a chance ball, he has the speed to make it close as they even up the count with 1-1.
Yeah, Cumbo had a couple of hits yesterday, came around to score as well. And that 4-2 loss in Anchorage against the Anchorage Bucks.
A lot of constant movement in that batter's stance. Gets a strike called low and away. So now facing a 1-2.
Andre Orselli, right-hander from Ball State University on the mound for the Peninsula Oilers. He's got a 2.46 ERA on the year.
And Combo is going to hit this one down the line. It can't stay fair. Got close to the pillow, but can't quite reach. So Orselli right now is the only other person between either of these teams and myself that's from Indiana.
Yeah, Orselli on the year, 14 2/3 innings. This is his 5th game, his 4th start. He's given up a lot of hits, 15 of them, and 7 walks as well, struck out 12, but he's been able to work around damage. The one glaring thing, though, on the year is record-wise, he's 0-2, despite that low 2.46 ERA.
Part of that also comes from an offense which doesn't always generate the most, as backpedaling here and getting it with an incredible catch and just tracking is Trevor Antonsen, making up for his own stolen bag
Number 48,
mistake at the top of the first with a beautiful catch there, just backpedaling into the grab.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Antonsen to range out into the outfield in order to make that catch, and nice diving play, 1 out for the Oilers.
So next up for the Miners is going to be Casey Rother, as he stands in the right-hander's batter's box. And this one taken low.
That's right.
That says Sorelli. Or
No, it doesn't.
is this the second?
This is the number 2 bat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taking a strike on that one as well. So 0-2 now for Casey Rother, and looking to get some sparks early in front of the home crowd. Bullpen is getting a little bit more active down there. You see him getting more engaged with the fans especially. But nice job to lay off there. Goes for the appeal of first base. Did not go around, so gets another chance with a 1-2.
Rother on the day yesterday was unable to get on the hit column, looking to get back into it today.
It's always a good sign for a player whenever it's more odd to see them not in the hit column. And that seems to be the case with Rother, evening it up here at 2-2, so some solid plate vision to get back into this one. See if his discipline can continue with the next pitch from Orselli. Swings at that one, can't lay off the low ball, and just can't make any contact for a swing and a miss from Casey Rother. Second out of the bottom of the first here.
So out number 2, and now to be Nick Sorelli. The Oilers' defensive alignment left to right in the outfield, Garrett Pennington in left, Ben Grunberg center. Over in right, it's Owen Christie. Infield left to right, Henry Novicki at third, John Olmsted at short, Trevor Antonsen at second, John Hanley at first, and then behind the plate, Grant Rosebach, actually.
There's always a few of these that are tripping us up throughout the season. Nice grab there, as he's able to frame that for a beautiful strike 1. And Rosebach showing off the value of a good catcher, making your pitchers look even better. Sorelli can't lay off the low stuff there, so 0-2, and Orselli really seems to be operating in the lower half of the strike zone right now.
Yeah, he likes that low pitch. He's been able to rely on it. He has some of the hardest stuff out of anybody on this Oilers staff, at least throwing-wise, miles per hour, but he's got some nice breaking stuff to go along with it.
providing some issues for the Miners swinging right now, as able to tip that one off and go for another ride is Nick Sorelli. The first baseman trying to hold his own and avoid becoming out number 3 in the bottom of the first. Seems like whenever the Miners strike first, those are games they really dominate, and games where they have to come back have been the rest of our games.
That one is popped up into short center.
And this one put away by John Olmsted, so 3 easy outs for the Oilers and a pretty quiet first inning on both sides. No runs through the first and only 2 men on for the Oilers. So we will be right back with your second inning of action here at Herman Brothers Field after a short break. Welcome back to some more Miners action as we return here in the top of the second inning. Ben Grunberg going to be coming to the plate next. And Will Johnston is going to continue his day of work after escaping an early jam in the first inning.
Johnston facing Grunberg, who was unable to complete his at-bat as Trevor Antonson was caught stealing to end the first. It'll be Ben Grunberg, Bryce Marsh, Grant Rosema.
And gets into one early here, sending this one high. Urso calling everyone else off, and he's going to put it away himself. So J.D. Urso gets the first out here, and a quick one and a loud one.
Yeah, easy way to start the second if you're Will Johnston, who had to throw a bunch of pitches to get out of that first inning, although he didn't have anything too crazy damage-wise, but able to get that out there. Now it's Bryce Marsh, the left-handed hitting designated hitter from Pfeiffer University.
And Bryce Marsh, with all the talk we've had around Cole Moore and Garrett Pennington, he may be the recently hottest hitter for the Oilers, despite taking a tough strike one there, hitting .462 over his last couple at-bats. And over the last 7 days, also launching 2 home runs. So really coming alive here in the last week, but not looking so alive here in this at-bat behind 0-2 now.
Yeah, Marsh was really struggling before. Now he's up to a .231 average, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs.
And gets a strikeout here as Rando tries to chase him at first. Just going to get the easy out, throwing to Walters. And that's the second away here in the top of the second inning.
It's now to be Grant Rosema, the catcher to the plate. Rosema on the year, another guy who's been struggling. They've struggled to find consistent catching play, as right now the combined average between the two catchers is below 150. Rosema comes in batting .432 on the year. He's got a home run, though, to his line and a couple RBIs.
And was hoping to get another first strike called there. Not going to work out this time. 1-0. It's been a total change of narrative between the first inning and this one, with Will Johnston looking like he's the one calling the shots, but right now Grant Rosema is really challenging that. 2-0 count now to Grant Rosema, the catcher, trying to take this into a deep count.
USC catcher bats right-handed.
And having no issues here, 3-0 now.
Johnston struggling to command as now he's in danger of his third walk of the game.
Correction, actually, Rosema from Centralia.
Taylor Johnson, their other catchers from USC.
So 4 pitches is all it takes, and Grant Rosema is going to be moving over to first again. So that'll be the third walk of the day from Will Johnston. Not an issue we typically see from his starts, but one that is persisting so far today.
As now to be Owen Christie, the right fielder, bats right-handed against the left-hander Johnson. Christie batting in the 8-hole today. Henry Novicki, the third baseman, would be next.
Can't get the strike called there. Can't buy one at the moment as Owen Christie takes an early lead here.
Christie, on the year, batting-wise, has been kind of forgettable. He's 3 for 26, good for a 115 average, but he does have a home run. So you watch his strike one on a breaking ball there. Looked like a 12-6 curve from Johnston. Another factor into Owen Christie, he struck out a whopping 15 times in just 26 at-bats. So it's been a real struggle for him to make contact with the baseball.
Trying to put himself in a better count here. Can't help it and lays off the outside pitch. So 1-2. Will Johnston looking at a strikeout here.
Right in the driver's seat is the Texas A&M Aggie.
Seeing if he can finish the count, and similar pitch, but not the same result. This one a bit high for ball 2.
2-2. The runner over on first, Grant Rosema, has 1 steal on the year. He has also been caught stealing 1 time. Interesting to see what they'll do on 2-2.
Gets him swinging there, no need to worry. Will Johnston puts away the batter for the second strikeout of the game. And that one ends the top of the second, so none come across once again. And no real advancing situation for Will Johnston as he looks continuously in control. We'll be back for the bottom of the second here at Herman Brothers Field on this 4th of July edition of Miners Baseball. Be sure to stay tuned. Bottom of the second continues here as the Miners step up to the plate. Aaron Walter is going to be the first one to take his swings here for the Miner side.
Walters batting cleanup today. Looked to be the first Miner aboard as they went hitless in the first.
And trying to make quick work of it as well as this one gets down. That's a single for Aaron Walters. Almost looked like he was ready to jog for 2, but pulls himself back. And that's a nice start for the second as the Miners get on with the first pitch, first hit of the game.
Ambush tactics there. Aaron Walters taking the first pitch he sees the opposite way. Walters has been hitting a lot of balls to the opposite field, but right there, a nice one. Walters over his last week of games is batting at even .333, so he's been better lately.
Mike Ferreira coming up to the dish as well. He has 2 straight games with a hit, so coming along with his swing so far this year, but that time, gonna take it looking 0-1.
Yeah, Ferreira kind of fell out of hand out of the Miners' everyday batting rotation, but now he's back in for another game. He's been playing a lot more recently. This 5 spot is the highest he's been in quite some time.
See if he can continue to make work of it. This one inside 1-1.
Ferreira on the year, still struggling in terms of batting average, but lately he's been better. He's got a .583 on-base percentage over the last week, 7 at-bats, so he's been on 4 times.
And took a page or so out of Sorelli's book. Been able to get a few walks as well. But right now, he is sitting comfortably with the 2-1 lead against Orselli. A few announcements while we're sitting here. No smoking or vapor cigarettes, tobacco in the ballpark. It is a smoke and tobacco free zone. Alaska Fair property, no going under or around the fence, as that would be trespassing. And this one gets away, so an easy base for Aaron Walters.
Yeah, that was just kind of a lack of judgment by Roseman. He thought he had it. Checked his glove, it wasn't there, scrambled back a little bit. By then, Walters had already made his move, and he had to make a quick decision there because had he hesitated, he would have easily been thrown out.
And so a quick decision from Aaron Walters leads to a runner in scoring position here in a 3-1 count. Mike Ferreira, you are sitting in a pretty comfortable position to add a ribeye to your plate on this holiday.
Ferreira, and then it'll be Tyler Rando, and then due up in the hole, it's Tyler Wilson.
Got a few Tylers coming your way, so don't confuse them with skipper Tyler Brunn either.
Yeah, there's too many Tylers here.
It's a pretty common name, honestly, now that we're realizing it.
Yeah, on the Peninsula Oilers, they have Tyler Using, so plenty of them to go around.
We need to spread out the Tylers. Ferreira gets a big shot here. This one gets down as well. Walters starts to run around. Sherman ends up stopping his signal midway through. He was swinging those arms around and then halted him as he was coming home. So decided against it, and now we have runners at the corner, none away for Tyler Rando.
Yeah, give Mike Ferreira 3 straight games with a hit, so moving him up in the lineup turns out to pay off at least early as he's able to go the opposite way down the line. And the Miners with a couple of opposite field singles here to open up the second, and they are threatening.
Tyler Rando, great chance to change the scores, sitting at 0-0 right now, as we are only just beginning the bottom of the second inning.
Rando, and as he takes ball 1 there, Rando on the year has kind of moved all around the batting lineup for the Miners. He's batted 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, so he's certainly been around the block, and today settling into the 6th hole.
See if they can use some big power here from Tyler Rando. Been able to get into some balls for sure. It seems like a lot of the team is dinking and dunking across the field. Rando more prefers that line shot drive Sam Thompson abides by, but this one, taking for a strike. 1-1.
Tyler Rando's last 4 games, he's had 15 at-bats, only 2 hits, but he's managed to keep his on-base percentage up. He's walked 5 times over his last 20 plate appearances, which boosts that on base.
Can't lay off of this one either, so 1-2.
It's in hole now, and he's going to have to battle. Miners would love to be able to score at least 1 run, even if an out were to be recorded here.
Sack fly would be huge here. Somebody who currently has only a slugging of .333. He's trying to bring that up. An extra base hit, maybe add a few more. As Rando stares at the put-away pitch and won't even offer at it, but a bit of an issue with the call. Called outside and a strike.
Yeah, that was egregious. That ball was not even close to the plate. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Wilson, you never even see Wilson get upset over strike calls. He was upset there, and Miners dugout barking at the home plate umpire.
Can't say I fault him for being a bit frustrated, as the strike zone did seem to expand a bit there. So now the Miners with 1 out, still runners on the corners, and a chance to take a 0 off of that scoreboard. Tyler Wilson won't offer at the first pitch, though, as he takes strike one, fastball on the outside.
Yeah, Wilson back in the lineup today. Was not in the lineup yesterday. Today he's back in playing center field.
Miners rocking the camo uniforms today on Independence Day. Trying to get as close as they can to honoring a lot of the troops here. This one flies deep into center, not even going to try for home, so just the first score of the game goes to the Miners as Aaron Walters comes across third on the sac fly from Tyler Wilson.
Yep. Wilson got a good piece of wood under that one. Hit it right at the center fielder, Grunberg. But didn't have to move, but with the speed, Walters is no slouch running over there at third. He's able to get home easily. Miners on the board first.
Now it's going to be Josh Morozic, the speedster, coming up to the plate for the Miners, sitting in the 8-hole today.
Out of the lineup yesterday was Josh, but for his past 12 at-bats, he's got a 250 average and a 400 on-base percentage.
So squares here. This one can't stay fair for long. Like the idea to advance the runner using his speed, but doesn't work out in that situation.
Yeah, 0-1, yeah. Morozic kind of caught him by surprise. The third baseman, Novicki, was not even playing anywhere near the grass, and Morozic, who's laid down a bunch of bunts that year, saying, hey, I got a free one, might as well try to get a hit out of it, even with 2 outs, and he almost got it there.
So now Novicki playing a little bit more forward from that third base. And Morozic looking to extend this inning. 2 outs already recorded. Attempted pickoff for the third, but he's going to be safe at the back.
J.D. Urso, the shortstop from the University of Tampa, sits on deck. And then in the hole, it is the top of the order in the form of E.J. Cumbo.
Morozic taking this one upstairs. Not going to be offered at 1-1 now.
Morozic from Kent State University. He hails from Frankfort, Illinois. He's in an even count here. He'd love to be able to move that runner over and reach himself and give E.J. Cumbo an opportunity to knock in a run.
Morozic waits on that one too long, so that's going to be a strike 2. And 1-2 for Josh Morozic. Seems like the Miners, they usually get fairly aggressive for the first 2 pitches and work their way back into counts. Right now, taking some pitches to gauge them, but because of that, taking some looking. Won't be taking this one looking, puts it on the ground, tries to go the short way to second, and he gets him, so that'll end the inning. But not before the Miners can do their own damage. Get one across on a sac fly, and they take the early lead here, 1-0. As we get ready to head into the top of the 3rd inning, be sure to stay tuned for more action here at Herman Brothers Field. We are back here at Herman Brothers Field as we get ready to kick off the third inning. Oilers trailing early, and Henry Novicki going to be the first to come to the plate here, the third baseman for the Oilers, hoping to stir some things up and tie up this score again. But Miners, when they've had early leads, have been extremely difficult to compete with as their offense tends to wake up. And right now, Will Johnson looks awake on the mound as he is dominating, getting another first pitch strike there.
Novicki on the year has been the second leading hitter in terms of average. He's got 13 hits and 45 at-bats, 289 average as he swings and misses at that one. But like a lot of guys on this Oilers squad, he's been certainly prone to the strikeout. He's got 16 of them in 45 at-bats. This is kind of an all-or-nothing team.
So, favorable 0-2 count here. Gets a nice curve on that pitch, but can't get the call. 1-2.
It'll be Novicki, and then the top of the order, which is Trevor Antonsen on deck.
And Johnson wasting no time speed running this game as he gets another strikeout. That'll be his third of the game and 40th of the year. So Willie Johnston, the first to hit 40 for the Miners.
First hit 40 in the league regardless. He's been really good in terms of strikeouts, given 3 on the day as he goes through the order with no runs allowed. And now, taking the second trip to the order, he's got Trevor Antonsen to the plate.
Antonsen did manage to get on with a walk the first time around. One of 2 to do so in the first inning. But right now, he's looking to do the exact same. That one looked like he could have gone either way, but instead goes for the hitter. And Antonsen taking an early 1-0 lead. So make it 2-0 now.
That pitch just missed. It's been
and that's the same area that they called that strikeout on for Rando, so
it's been a very inconsistent zone so far.
Questionable area. See if it continues here. This one is called for ball 3, so once again, Trevor Antonsen looks like he might get a chance for a 4-pitch walk in back-to-back at-bats. Antonsen right now, this is feeling like the easiest game of his life as he gets another one, and that'll be his second walk of the game.
4 walks on the day now, hard to do much better than that. Second walk he reaches, seen all balls in his count, and now with 2 away, it's John Olmstead who fouled out in a long at-bat his first time up. He took 8 pitches to get out, but he did foul out to Casey Rother. Now he's in trying to not be the last out of the third inning.
So Will Johnston, no walks in his last appearance for the 9 innings he pitched against the Glacier Pilots. Today already with 4. Seeing if he's able to keep this under control, but another ball there.
It's 1-0 here on John Olmstead from the University of Southern California. Ranked number 7, the Oilers in their road blacks today. The Miners obviously in the camo jerseys.
And this time the curveball does go his way, so 1-1. And speaking of the camo, there is a new camo hat in the merch shop here at Herman Brothers Field. If you take a look online, we should have the picture up for the hat later this evening, and you can take a look yourself. But this time, a shot lifted over into left field, and John Olmstead got the crowd on their feet for a second, but immediately put away that time in left field by Mike Ferreira.
As now noticing Garrett Pennington, the left fielder, to the plate. Pennington was a strikeout victim his first time to the plate. Trying not to become the 4th of the game. He's the last man standing here in the 3rd for the Peninsula Oilers. ABL standings, the Miners still in first by 2.5 games, even with the loss yesterday of the Anchorage Bucks. Anchorage Glacier Pilots and Shugiak Chinooks sit at a tie, 10-11.
And he gets him in the pickoff as he caught him trying to get ahead. Gets him in a pickle here. It's only a matter of time, you would think, but the ball gets down, throws it back to first, and he gets there safe again. And how about that?
Trevor Antonsen running wild.
I said and a lot, but that pickle lasted for a while. Wasn't expecting him to escape, but regardless, he's back at first. No harm done.
The throw from Walters to Urso. Urso was unable to glove, and it kind of ricocheted off his glove and scrambling right back for first was Antonsen, able to get back in there. So a wasted opportunity there for the Miners. Now they got to deal with the man at the plate in Garrett Pennington, who's been by and large the best hitter on this Oilers team.
All credit due to Will Johnson, though. Did get him in a tough position, just unable to complete it in the field. So now Johnston looking to do it with his pitching. Can't get a first strike called there, even though it looked pretty close to the heart of the plate.
1-0 here on Garrett Pennington. On deck would be John Hanley, who walked his first time up.
Johnston trying to get some gas through this time, and it's going to be fouled away.
1-1 here on Garrett Pennington, who goes to Central Missouri University. And Pennington hailing, or I shouldn't say hailing, obviously hailing from Central Missouri, but he stands at 6 feet, 200 pounds, right-handed batter, right-handed thrower. Stacked lineup full of righties. They have a ton of righties on this Oilers team.
Can lead to some advantages for lefties like Johnston. He drills another one past him. That fastball working well for Will Johnson in this AB.
Constants at 1-2, and with the power that the man at the plate, Garrett Pennington, possesses, I would not be surprised to see something in the dirt here. Although, you have to be mindful that the runner at first, Antonsen, who's already swiped a base here, might try if a pitch is in the dirt.
2 strikes, 2 away. People will be moving regardless, but not on this pitch.
Johnston misses there. It's 2-2. Miners defensively playing the batter at the plate, Pennington, fairly back. They have some respect for his power.
As they should. He hit 2 of them against the Miners in their doubleheader, but can hit nothing but air here. That one going to be a strikeout swinging, his second of the game. And Will Johnston bounces back into this one, keeps it scoreless for the Miners through 3. We head to the bottom of the third after a short break here at Herman Brothers Field. Be sure to stay tuned for more action. Welcome back to the ballpark here on our 4th of July matchup between the Peninsula Oilers and the Matsu Miners. Miners holding on to an early 1-0 lead as we gotta turn the camera too.
Turn the camera?
Was it that far on the left side earlier?
Yeah. I mean, I can turn it if you want, but...
Urso, leading off the Miners, gets this one down. It stays fair, but a strong throw pulls him off the bag, and he gets a chance to go to second. So JD Urso, a nice hit and a nice reaction to get to second. Miners get another man in scoring position with only 1 pitch. They are loving the ambush so far.
Yeah, that'll probably go down as an infield single and a throwing error on the third baseman Novicki, who came up with it on a slowly hit ball down to third. Urso burning it up the line, was able to get there, and the throw got by John Hanley.
Just put it right down the line, made it what was going to be a close play at the bag, but instead, tough throw pulls him off. Now JD Urso standing at second. and it's going to be David Bermudez back at the plate, taking his hacks again.
EJ Cumbo.
EJ Cumbo.
EJ Cumbo. Bermudez has been the leadoff hitter for a number of games, but not in the lineup today. Cumbo replaces him in that leadoff slot.
And speed as well. In a bit more of a defensive stance here. Usually the one he takes in a 2-strike count, and this is an 0-1 situation. Trying to drive in his Tampa teammate. This time, just sends it to the back net though.
0-2 here on EJ Cumbo. His first time up, he popped it up into short right center field. And Antonsen ranging back, made a nice play, sprawling out for the first out of this game. Or first out of the Miners, half of the bottom of the inning.
Cumbo takes this one inside, and a lot of those pitches pulling Rozema around the plate. I've already seen one pass ball. Could see more wild pitches before this day is over.
That one just barely missed.
Cumbo still favoring that defensive stance. Takes a big swing here. Can't keep it forward. This one's still fouled away.
Count remains 1-2 on EJ Cumbo. There's only one other matchup technically tonight in the ABL. It is a doubleheader. Bucks and Pilots battle of Anchorage tonight. First game starting at 7, second game at 10.
So a bit of a late night holiday action in Anchorage as Cumbo swings and misses here. So can't connect on the high fastball, and that one's going to be out number 1 in the bottom of the 3rd inning here.
And now Casey Rother is going to step to the plate. Rother's last at bat, he was out by the way of a strikeout. So looking for some success here now after that strikeout his last time up.
It's only a matter of time with Rother. He seems like someone that has a pretty simple approach at the plate. He attacks early and he sees the ball pretty well. It's only a pure amount of pitches before he puts it in play, barely pushing that one to the left of the 3rd base.
Urselli on the day has been good at throwing strikes. He's only thrown 9 balls the entire game and 28 strikes, which is good for 37 pitches, with 1 out here in the 3rd.
So far operating well. That error aside, he could be 2 outs in this inning. Instead, we're looking at JD Urso at second and Casey Rother with a chance to drive him in. Starts to offer at that one, gets called for the strike, and can't help himself right now. Urselli really dealing.
Yeah, the only run of this game came away by back-to-back singles for the Miners to start off the 2nd inning. Urselli was able to get a strikeout, but a Tyler Wilson sac fly is the difference so far. The Oilers obviously have been a lot better offensively lately, but are still prone to some low-scoring games, so that 1 run is all as important as you would imagine so far.
Rother. And he's going to get picked off as well. See if there's going to be another error here. This one thrown over his head, goes to the 3rd. So 2 pickles and no outs recorded from either.
How about JD Urso? That time he didn't really have to go back and forth. Only went back to the bag once. The throw from Novicki went over the head of Antonsen into right field. So how about that? Able to move over by way of an error. The 2nd error of the inning by Henry Novicki. As that one was just not a smart play at all to he really did rush that throw. He had time to kind of get him more back to the bag. Kind of rushed it to Antonsen. The ball went straight over his head. So still no 2 count on Rother as the infield draws in.
Rother swings at this one, sends it down, but not fair. He is really golfing, it seems like, a lot of shots right now, which could be really a dangerous shot for any pitcher going up against a power batter like Rother, but makes it a lot more difficult to just get simple contact. Rother, a great chance to drive in another run here with only 1 away. And this one bounces away. Urso gonna slide to the plate and stop himself on a dime.
Safe, yep.
He got there. What
Yeah.
a finesse play by JD Urso.
Yeah, the ball got away from the pitcher Orselli as they kind of got tangled up at the plate. Both are okay, but Orselli had a chance to catch the ball. Had he caught it, he probably would have got Urso out. Instead, it gets by him, and Urso in to score the second run of the game.
JD Urso broke his own ankles hard enough that they ended up tangled up, like you mentioned. So, right now, Casey Rother, none on. It's just him and the pitcher Orselli once again, as JD Urso didn't even need the help. As Rother gets a nice club into this one, but the throw is on point, and this one isn't out. So, after a few errors that allowed JD Urso to come all the way around, they finally get the second out of the inning with Casey Rother.
Yeah, Rother retired there, and now it's going to be Nick Sorelli, the designated hitter today, who popped up into short left field his first, or short center field rather. My apologies for that correction. Popped him into short center field that the shortstop Olmstead was able to glove his last time up.
Sorelli looking to get into something here and get some nice contact, pushing him further back, but eventually finds it in right field. An easy out for Owen Christie. And now the Miners, 2 consecutive innings with a run scored. They are up 2-0 against the Peninsula Oilers. Right now, it's looking like a solid holiday outing for the Miners. Be sure to stay tuned into the top of the 4th to see what happens next here at Herman Brothers Field.
John Henley.
We continue the action into the 4th inning here at Herman Brothers Field as the Miners hold an early 2-0 lead over the Peninsula Oilers. Coming up to the plate to start off the inning is going to be John Hanley.
Hanley takes ball 1 there. Hanley's first trip to the plate, he walked. That was back in the first inning.
Hanley, the first baseman, trying to get something together right now. As this one delivered low, not gonna take the one below the knees.
2-0 to the first baseman, trying to find a way aboard to start the Oiler 4th, as it has gone 3-0 now on John Hanley.
Hanley struck out 5 times in the last week alone, so he definitely has been pumping those numbers. It seemed like a lot of the big men, he and Marsh, like to swing a lot, try and keep themselves alive with foul balls rather than plate vision. But right now, he is showing just the opposite, ahead 3-1 in the count right now. And gets a hold of this one, but can't keep it fair, so that one's foul ball and strike 2. Full count between Will Johnston and John Hanley. Can we have another successful strikeout here on what is Willie Day? It's also Independence Day. And he started to go around, thought he got the walk, got the strikeout instead. What a turn of calls as John Hanley sent back to the bench instead of first.
The strikeout of the game for Will Johnston as he battles back from down 3-0. So that's important, keeping that leadoff batter off the bags. That's going to be Ben Grunberg, who flew out to short left field. J.D. Urso ranging back. That was in the second inning as the leadoff batter of the second.
When Johnston pitches, it all seems to come in waves. If it's whether that be walks or strikeouts, with 2 strikeouts in a row now, one to end the third and one to begin the fourth. He may be looking to continue that streak, but ball 1 for the first pitch here. Continues to keep those eyes high, and that's ball 2.
2-0 on batter at the plate, Ben Grunberg, whose struggles have been noted on the year. So he's gone 3-0 now, and Grunberg, who hasn't exactly walked a lot either on the year. He's walked just 3 times in exchange of 17 strikeouts. Chance to get his 4th of the year.
Right now demonstrating some real plate discipline. Can he continue? He can, but taking that one looking, so strike 1.
Johnston still behind 3-1 on the day. He is at 62 pitches so far as we move 1 out in the 4th.
Gets another strike here, evens up the count again. Well, working from 3-0 or 3-0 back to a full count is never easy, but right now that seems to be the way Will Johnston's operating. And he can't grab that one, just squeaked it past Casey Rother. And that's going to get down for a base hit that time for Ben Grunberg.
It's the first hit of the game as well for the Oilers. Grunberg able to reach, and now with 1 on, 1 out, it'll be Bryce Marsh, who struck out swinging on a ball in the dirt. Tyler Rando was able to collect it and throw it down to first base for the 2nd out of the 2nd inning. 2nd at bat of the day for Marsh, who came into today hitting .231, got a couple homers, 9 RBIs. 4 walks. He's been hit by 3 pitches as well. 19 strikeouts on the year.
So that one, a bit of a favorable call for Johnston, and he gets ahead here, 0-1, only 1 away. Chance for a double play ball, especially with his 2 breaking pitches down low. He could really serve it up to someone slower like Marsh. Instead, he's going to take these strikes on the outside looking. And that's going to be 0-2. Will Johnston for once in the driver's seat of an at-bat right now. After falling behind the first 2 of this inning. Looking to bounce back in a big way. And can't get the strikeout, but will continue.
1-2 here on Bryce Marsh from Pfeiffer University in North Carolina. Oilers just 1 hit so far on the day. They've had their chances with walks, but nothing coming around the bases yet as they sit in a 2-0 hole. Miners scored 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd.
Another pickoff. Can't get him off this time, but also no error from the play. PSA Alaska Railroad in Operation Lifesaver Alaska is the Alaska Railroad would like me to remind all of our friends and neighbors, wherever you see railroad tracks, always expect a train. Stay safe on trains and tracks. Look, listen, and live. As he gets another ball called there, started to go around, but Marsh, quick learner, realizing that was the same pitch as strike number 2.
2-2 count now on Bryce Marsh, lefty on lefty matchup. Johnston looking for a strikeout or maybe get him rolling over on something to send it on the ground somewhere.
Anything in an opposite field would definitely move the runner, as this one is going to be put just there, but it's going to hang and gets down. Communication lost between the 2. It does get the out at second for the force, but could have been a much easier way of doing that, as Urso and Ferreira changed some words just to make sure they clear up that for next time.
Yeah, that ball was hit a mile up in the air. Urso called off, but he was too shallow as it looked like it just tipped off his glove. Thankfully, it didn't go far, and Morozic covering second was able to get there in time. So that'll actually go down as a fielder's choice. On the play, Marsh safe at first, but Grunberg is out at second.
And that might be the most complicated fielder's choice we've seen so far this season.
Yeah, not easy there.
Just lucky that there was no punishment for the error out in the field. You can see the two of them kind of wandering. Wasn't sure if there was any communication between the two. Bit hard to hear for Reese and myself with headphones on in the press box up here. So right now it's just reading lips for our perspective.
That'll go down as a 6-4 fielder's choice. As usually that means a ground ball, shortstop to second base, but they're on the pop-up. Morozic heads up play as well, covering that bag. And had he not covered that bag, that would have been safe, and that could have been a real disaster. Instead, Miners have two away. It's Grant Rosema. Rosema walked his first time. That was in the second inning with 2 outs. But he was stranded at first as Owen Christie fanned to end the second inning.
So right now, same setup, just 2 outs for the Miners. Johnston gets a big swing attempt there from Rosema, but can't seem to locate the ball. He's going to be under that one for strike 1.
On 1 it sits on Rosema from Centralia College.
Fastball high again. That's 1-1. Right now, Johnston really getting some good work from his infield. Hasn't had to rely too much on the outfield right now, as Cumbo and Wilson have pretty much stayed where they've been for the past couple innings due to some excellent pitching and infield work. May need to put them on notice now, as it's 2-1 and 2 away. As this one's chipped. It's not fair, but definitely had the sound like it was ready to head the distance into the green grass.
Tyler Rando is having an ongoing conversation with the home plate umpire. He's not happy about that call that was missed on the 1-1 pitch, and the Miners dugout certainly letting the umpire hear it. It is a bit hostile behind the plate, as Rando had obviously an argument earlier on that called strike 3 call that he thought was off the plate. We'll try to keep tabs on that, as maybe that's something to watch throughout the game. It's 2-2 on Grant Rosema.
Rosema trying to avoid being fanned away, does there by holding off on that one, but a nice stop by Tyler Rando prevents that one from advancing the runner.
3-2, 2 away. Runner will be on the move. Rosema at the plate. Over at first is Bryce Marsh, who's certainly not as speedy as Ben Grunberg, who was out on the fielder's choice, but nonetheless, he'll be moving here.
And there is a bit of throwing in the Miners bullpen as well, so keep an eye on that, as the strike zone and the pitch count seem to be working against Will Johnston in this one.
Looks like Nate Beimel, left-hander, down in the Miners' pen, has started throwing.
Of course, Beimel, a speed pitcher as well, what I like to call a power strikeout pitcher more than anything. And that one taken low, so another walk for Will Johnston, as he can't help putting men aboard right now.
Yeah, Johnston, with that walk there, puts first and second 2 away as he sits on the day. Will Johnston has 75 pitches, so it's now no small pitch count, as now Tyler LeBrun, skipper for the Miners, is out of the dugout to talk to his pitcher, as the infield will converge. We'll see if he opts to stick with him here at 75 pitches, and he will not. His day will be done.
So we will see a lefty-to-lefty handoff of the baton. Will Johnston calls it an early day, as Nate Beimel heads to the mound to get his own warm-up pitches in. And we will be right back after the short break, just so you guys can enjoy the action when Nate Beimel picks it back up for the Miners here in the top of the 4th. Be sure to stay tuned in order to continue the action.
Christie.
We are back with some more baseball action here on Freedom Day as Nate Bimels checked into the game in a two-man on situation. Two out as well, looking to get out of this jam relatively quickly.
Owen Christie, the batter at the plate, who struck out swinging to Will Johnston his first time to the plate.
Bimel, another southpaw taking over. Likes to work with the fastball, as you can see there. Delivers that one a bit too much on the inside, and that's going to be called for ball one.
Ball one is Weimel trying to work out of some trouble here in the fourth, and on the year he's been really good in terms of walks and hits. It's just a 1.2 whip coming in.
Starts to go around, doesn't matter as it was in the zone for strike one.
Yeah, Weimel, looking at his numbers, 1.74 ERA. He's also limited opposing batters to just a 174 average on the year. In the third innings, he's got 15 punch-outs as well.
And big swing there. That's going to be two. So 1-2 for Nate Bimel as that curveball was just beautifully put into the zone.
Owen Christie from Iona College, way behind in the count now. 1-2. Bimel looking for the punch-out to end the fourth.
A real chance to get him chasing here. Bimel, of course, seems to blow by a lot of them with the fastball. Tries to do the same here. Gets him. That's some blow me by Bimel speed. And that will get him out of the inning now as they get ready for the bottom of the fourth. So Nate Bimel comes in and gets the job done immediately. Miners still through four, haven't allowed a run to the Oilers. See if they can continue to add to their own lead in the bottom of the fourth when we get back from a short break here. Miners come back up to the plate here in the bottom of the fourth, and leading them off is Aaron Walters, the same man that led them off and got the scoring started, coming across the plate his first time around after knocking a single.
Walters singled the opposite way his first time in the second inning. Man on deck, Mike Ferreira helped move him over to third after he reached second on a pass ball by the catcher, Rosema. 0-1 count now to Aaron Walters.
So now Walters staring at an 0-1. Not going to be aggressive and take advantage there of the high ball. That high changeup could be really dangerous for a power hitter like Walters to just lift into opposite field. Instead, lays off there and looks at a 1-1 now.
It's 2-1, that fastball off the plate from Orselli. Orselli, on the day for these Oilers, has pitched 3 innings. He's allowed 3 hits and no walks on the day. He struck out 3, allowed 2 runs, only one of which was earned.
And gets into this one. Can't keep it fair, though, so making it 2-2 again. Walters has been playing better and better as the year goes on, it seems. Not necessarily blowing everyone away with his power, but he does seem to be putting the ball in play a fair amount, making sure he's always an opportunity to score a run.
Walters in an even count. Here it is.
Not going to be chasing low there, so full count to Aaron Walters as he gets a chance to get on for his second time today.
Full count now. Marcelli has not surrendered a free pass yet.
Walters swings and misses. Not too far, though. Gets a hold of that one, just can't keep it enough on the barrel to send it fair. So, close shot there from Aaron Walters. Walters running the full count back one more time. And lightly chips that one away. Says that one wasn't going to go very deep, but he knew instantly it was foul. So, third time could be the charm for the full count. Marcelli's still pitching for the Oilers in this one.
This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat for Aaron Walters, trying to win the battle.
And win it he will as he gets down for another single. A 2-for-2 day for Aaron Walters as they almost couldn't field it down in center. Grunberg struggled to pick it up for a second, but able to bring it in and keep him at first.
Another leadoff single for Walters, taking that one right back up the box. Good piece of hitting for Walters. He's got a multi-hit day, and now it's Mike Ferreira, who singled back in the second.
See if he can follow in suit with Walters, but in order for them to really be the same, there has to be a pass ball first.
There's now maybe a bit of stirring down in the Oiler pen. Looks like a couple of pitchers have started moving around and stretching at least.
So Ferreira is going to get into this one once again. Not going to go to second for a try for two. And another error as he throws it past first. So Walters, and once again, tries to come around third, but is going to be stopped in his tracks by Casey Sherman. As Mike Ferreira able to move to second on another error for the Oilers. Errors are picking them apart in this one.
Yeah, that's another error for the third baseman, Henry Novicki. That's his third of the day as he was unable to get that one there. Moving up to second, Ferreira. Over to third is Walters on that error.
And coming up next to the plate, it's going to be Tyler Rando once again. Obviously went down on a questionable strikeout call last time, so a bit of bad blood coming to the plate possibly. But more than anything, a chance to drive in 2 more runs for the Miners.
I got a chance to kind of break it open here as he takes ball 1. Rando would love to be able to at least get a productive out here as Walters has obviously decent speed standing over at third, and then over at second is Ferreira, who can move a little bit as well.
Right now, I think the only thing Rando wants is better strike calls from his own perspective, but that time not going to be really a debate. That foul ball is going to become strike 1, so 1-1 count for Tyler Rando.
Rando in an even count now. Does not want to fall behind to Marcelli. Already has 3 punch outs on the day, and all 3 of the punch outs he's really worked ahead on.
Even count here, seeing who will get the upper hand next. Ferreira and Walters stand at third and second. This one coming near the head of Rando, able to duck away in time. Without any intention behind that, but still caused a bit of a gasp from the crowd here.
Yeah, that's scary as he backs away on that, and jogging out to the mound is Roseman just to kind of get his pitcher back in the flow of things, or Selly, as now he's fallen behind 2-1, and he really doesn't want to walk Rando. Man on deck, Tyler Wilson had a sac fly and a hard hit ball last time up. He also has a ton of speed, so be hard to turn 2 on him.
For Selly's going to be a bit more tentative after that close pitch. Doesn't look like it as he delivers a fastball right down the middle that time not lifted. Around belt high. Can't bring it into play. And Rando is going to have to try again on a 2-2.
Fallen even. Orselli needs a punch out here. I mean, he's got to get one to even have a chance to get out of this inning unscathed. Still no throwing in the Oiler pen. There was some stretching and movement, but nothing as of yet.
And once again, a shot this time can't be pulled down as Rando going to pull into first and add 2 ribeyes to that man's name, so he gets up 2 on the RBI single.
Yeah, that ball was hit down the first baseline. The first baseman, Hanley, diving for it just off his glove and into foul territory. That's going to go down as a hit. It would have been a really tough play for John Hanley, but the beneficiary of it is Tyler Rando with a 2-run single, and the Miners take a 4-0 lead here in the 4th.
Give all the credit to Rando with that laser of a shot. It's going to be hard for anyone to bring it in. Hanley had nice reflexes, just couldn't quite grab that one, and Miners are rolling here in the 4th.
Tyler Wilson now with 1 on, none out as he takes ball 1 there. Miners 4-0 lead, and that lead in no small part to the errors as Henry Novicki has had a very tough day down at third base.
Wilson's going to take this one on the inside as this throw almost got away as well.
Yeah, snap throw over there, and now Wilson sits in a 2-0 count. Man on deck is Josh Morozic. If Wilson could reach, I mean, you got to almost certainly expect Morozic would be bunting next, but Wilson's got to reach first to get to that point.
Takes a big swing here, sending him back in left field, and this one's getting down as well as we're going to bring him around to second.
That's a double there for Tyler Wilson as he goes the opposite way. Tyler Rando into third. How about this 4th for the Miners? Still nobody out. That ball was hammered. Tyler Wilson has really impressed me with the way he swings the bat. He hits almost everything hard, you feel like. And right there, giving Josh Morozic a prime opportunity to really bust down the door here in the 4th.
That might have been the farthest hit ball we've seen from Tyler Wilson so far this season, and it comes at a perfect time as the Miners are continuing to rally in the 4th. It's already a 4-0 game, Miners.
Morozic now, I mean, we've already seen it one time against these same Peninsula Oilers, a suicide squeeze. Could maybe try it right now.
Morozic not going to square here, instead taking the first pitch, so strike 1.
Morozic's first time he grounded down to the third baseman, Novicki, went the short way to Antonsen for the out. That ended the 2nd inning. Overall in the year, he's a .288 batter. Josh Morozic from Kent State University.
Tries to get every stitch of this one, and instead comes up empty, so strike 2 on Josh Morozic. Still has 2 in front of him and no outs on the board. A chance to continue to run up the score here. Morozic in the 0-2 count, and he can't help but swing at that one. So that's going to become the first out here in the bottom of the 4th as Josh Morozic goes down on strikes.
That was a much-needed out for Andre Orselli, as now there is some real throwing down the Oiler pen. There is a right-hander loosening. J.D. Urso to the plate. Infield's going to be in with 1 out. Urso's first time up, he singled, reached second on a throwing error, then reached third on another throwing error, and then scored on a wild pitch. So Miners didn't really bring him around anyway by hits or walks or anything, but Urso found his way home. Now he's trying to find Tyler Rando to the plate.
Urso not going to offer low. So ahead 1-0, already a better start than Josh Morozic as he had to trail the entire at-bat.
5:30 p.m. local time. It hasn't been a quick game. We're through an hour and a half so far as we sit in the bottom of the 4th.
And these two teams are here to do battle. I've seen a few fireworks from both sides so far on Independence Day, but no grand slams or home runs here yet. Maybe sending the people home with something later. But for now, we are looking at the Miners in a commanding 4-0 lead here early. Chance to make that even greater.
So fouls that one back to the screen. infield, especially on the left side, Olmsted and Novicki are way towards the left side. I mean, anything up the middle, even towards the natural shortstop position, is probably going to get through into center field. So, interesting to see the shift. The second baseman, Antonsen, is kind of playing more towards the middle, so a big gap on the right side as well.
See if Urso has the Pete Rose ability to put the ball where they're not. As he gets a piece of this one, but not the whole thing, so that's going to be foul ball.
Urso came into this at-bat hitting .225 on the year. He's been a mainstay in the lineup, playing at both second and short. More starts at second. Today at shortstop, so been able to get some time there with no David Bermudez in the lineup. Josh Morozic sliding over to second. He's been a super utility. He's played 4 different positions for the Miners this year.
This one, strike given to him now. He'll take that one looking, and Orselli reeling his way back into this one slowly with his second strikeout of the inning.
And now it's going to be the leadoff hitter, E.J. Cumbo, who doesn't have a hit yet today. He flew out to right and struck out swinging. So now here in the fourth with an opportunity for his first hit. And the Miners are 1 out away from wasting an even greater opportunity. They already took the 4-0 lead, but a chance for a lot more.
Cumbo laying off there, so that'll be the first ball here.
Cumbo, left-handed batter against the right-hander Orselli. Remains to be seen how much further Orselli will even go in this game.
As he does get a bit of this one, holds the spot just for stylistic purposes.
As now it's 1-1. Here on the batter at the plate, E.J. Cumbo from the University of Tampa.
Now Cumbo still looking to finish off this inning with some more scores. Miners 2 already in this half inning.
There's another strike, and it's 1-2. Cumbo trying to battle to stay alive.
Making it a bit harder here with that one, as the Miners looking to avoid having the side retired via the strikeout after getting off to a hot start. Cumbo with the swing and some contact. This one might get down, throw to first, and he is easily safe. So that's another RBI for the Miners as E.J. Cumbo able to outrun that one.
Yeah, E.J. Cumbo busted it up the line. The infield was still kind of in, even with 2 outs, and usually on a ground ball, that would play their advantage, but it was kind of hit at the hole at shortstop, and kind of backpedaling for that was Olmsted, and his throw to first wasn't in time to get E.J. Cumbo. So now it's 5-0, and the Miners still threatening.
Still threatening here in the bottom of the fourth as they have one more. Tyler Wilson standing at third. E.J. Cumbo at first. Runners at the corners both have speed. And the man at the plate looking to bring him home as this one, a blooper into foul territory, will knock it down. John Hanley is trying to put in some kind of performance as he's getting worked all over first base with the throwing errors and the shot there.
Yeah, he's been certainly busy over there at first tonight. As Casey Rother, I mean, he could really kick the door down. It's sitting at 5-0, but the Miners would love to easily coast through this game, maybe not use some of their higher leverage arms.
Simple math of 8 runs is a bit more than 5. But right now, another foul ball is the best, right, that Casey Rother can muster on the plate.
It's 0-2 here on Rother from Lehigh University. He's came back down to earth a little bit, but he's still hitting .309 on the year.
Still batting well for the Miners and still .353 over the last week or so. So can't say he's necessarily hit a cold streak, but not hitting the gaudy numbers of before, and close on the first base play. This time it is out. Can't have the same result as Cumbo, so Casey Rother becomes the third out in the fourth inning, and after giving up 3 more runs, the Oilers finally stop the bleeding and drag their way into the top of the fifth. Miners taking a commanding 5-0 lead here early as we get ready to head into the 5th, see if they have the ability to hold on here at Herman Brothers Field to deliver a win for the home crowd. Here we are hitting into the top of the 5th pretty quickly afterwards as the Miners holding on to a big lead here, and lefty Nate Beimel still on the mound for the Miners as he came into the top of the 4th the last time, got the final out by a strikeout, and continues the same work here as he gets a strike on the first pitch.
Beimel up to 16 Ks on the year after that last strikeout as he goes 1-1 here on Henry Novicki, the third baseman.
He had mentioned that he wanted to come back for that strikeout crown after having to sit out with tightness for a while. And this one, a piece of it grabbed, this time put away. Nearly a can of corn out there in left field for Mike Ferrara. Instead had a little line to it, but regardless, the first out here in the top of the 5th.
Henry Novicki sat down for the second time of the day, and now it's going to be the man who hasn't had a strike thrown to him yet, Trevor Antonsen. A couple of 4-pitch walks so far on the day, also has a stolen base to his tally, but was caught stealing as well, as that caught stealing ended the first. Beimel working against him now.
That streak might end, but not with the first pitch, as that one sent right at the knees of Tyler Rando. And home plate umpire going to give him a new ball instead. Maybe a bit better grip on this one. Beimel hoping to not become the second pitcher to walk Trevor Antonsen, as he does make him swing here, as this one might get down, and it does in the alley. Not going to get the second, though, but there becomes the second hit of the game for the Oilers. First one for Trevor Antonsen.
Yeah, Antonsen, a good piece of hitting there. His third time aboard today. How about that? So now it's going to be with one out, John Olmstead, who's 0 for 2 on the day. He fouled out and flew out to left field on the day. This is third at bat.
Beimel on the mound has a nice pickoff move similar to Johnston's, but no throw attempt here, as he does get the first one fouled off for strike one.
0-1 here on Olmstead, who his average has dropped below 250 as he stands in for another at bat. Garrett Pennington, who struck out a couple of times, sits on deck as Beimel steps off. No activity down the Miners bullpen, as it looks like activity as well as stopped at the Oilers bullpen. So either they're going to stick with Orselli or they're going to go to the bullpen to start the 5th.
And a big swing and a miss here. Can't grab anything down low, as Johnny Olmstead, as many people have corrected me from Peninsula's side. But 0-2 to Johnny Olmstead, as Beimel looks to improve that whip and strikeout number once again. Beimel, though, 1.74 ERA coming in today, as he has been excellent at preventing runs and plenty of times coming in with situations where they're unearned regardless. So plenty of low pressure situations, and the ones he comes into, he delivers. Hoping to keep the lead here. Bit of curving action here. Doesn't drop back into the zone, so 2-2 now. Or correction, 1-2 as Beimel better than I gave him credit for initially. So 1-2 now. As Beimel gives a similar pitch up high. Watching for the steal attempt here. Should he go for it? A pitch like that high, a throwaway may lead to an easy throw out at second.
Count sits at 2-2 on the man at the plate, Johnny Olmstead.
Instead, Beimel is going to give him some heat down the middle, and that one's just fouled away. The least he could do.
Miners starting this homestand. This is the first of 4. They'll be back here on Tuesday after an off day tomorrow against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. That game slated to start at 7 p.m. on July the 6th. Supposed to be a lot of rain as of now in the forecast for this coming week, but hopefully it holds off here at Herman Brothers Field.
As Johnny Olmstead gets into another one, and this may become a big old can of corn. Sitting there for Aaron Walters at first. So, gets his 4th of July corn to go with his meal and those ribeyes he got earlier. As Aaron Walters putting together a performance here.
Now it's going to be Garrett Pennington. A couple of strikeouts to his line so far, the left fielder.
Garrett Pennington.
Got a runner on first, 2 away. He's last hope for the Oilers here in the 5th.
Never count out Garrett Pennington, though. When he makes contact, you're always going to hear it. I haven't heard much on the 2 strikeouts so far. As Beimel gets a nice pitch in there for strike 1, breaking action back into the zone.
Count sits at 0-1. Oilers haven't had much in the hit department today, just 2 hits. They've actually had more errors than they've had hits. 3-2. They'd love a hit here from Garrett Pennington.
Tough ratio to win ball games with, as he can't catch up to that fastball either. So Pennington down 0-2, and Beimel, the floor is open for the final strikeout option. Staring at an 0-2 is Pennington with 2 Ks already on his back. And Beimel can't get the 3rd one. This one on the ground, going to first with the throw. Rother to Walters, and that one puts him away. So Myers' defense continues to be stout. 5 innings, no scores allowed here at Herman Brothers, as they are dominating in front of the home crowd. We are getting ready to head into the bottom of the 5th. Be sure to stay tuned here to see if they run up the score just a bit more. We're back here in the bottom of the 5th as Nick Sorelli comes to the plate, but a different face awaits him on the bump. As Jacob Dillon, the Jayhawk from the University of Kansas, checks into the game.
Dillon on here in the 5th, so Arcelli only makes it through 4 as Dillon has gone 1-1 on Nick Sorelli. Just 1 appearance on the year for Jacob Dillon, and to say the least, or actually 3 appearances rather on the year for Jacob Dillon. And to say he's been a bit erratic would put it lightly. On the year, he's at 1 inning pitched, 6 runs allowed, 4 walks. He struck out 2, and his ERA sits at an even 54. So
we could have just not said it.
You gotta inform the people. Dillon, only where to go is up from here. So
don't say that just yet. As we do have a big hitter at the plate. Nick Sorelli looking to create something with a 2-2. Instead, all he could do is foul this one off for now.
Yeah, just got a piece of that. Almost was Dillon's 3rd strikeout of the year, but instead it's going back to the mound.
That's not even one of 2 or 3 true outcomes for the game. In that case, it seems like he is a 2-outcome hitter, where it's a strikeout or he gets shelled. But right now, full count. Anything is possible right now. No outs in the bottom of the 5th with a hitter like Sorelli.
Sorelli, who's been walking so much lately, finding his way on base, trying to walk here, and that's exactly what he does.
So that'll be another one for Sorelli. His streak continues as Dillon hits his 5th walk of the year.
University of Kansas, number 16, Jacob Dillon.
Now it's going to be Aaron Walters, who's got a couple of hits and scored a couple of runs. Hard to do much better than that. Walters back in for his 3rd at-bat of the game here in the 5th.
First time he's actually had someone on ahead of him when he comes to the plate. So Walters, a chance to advance runner for the first time today. And may do that with a walk himself as he takes ball 1 inside.
Walters seeing that ball a lot better lately. In the cleanup spot today, he's done nothing but hit.
As this one escapes inside, and that's going to get away from him, so Sorelli scoots over to second.
Yeah, a wild pitch there from Jacob Dillon as the struggles continue for the right-hander.
It'll be quick on your feet from the first base bag. We want to thank a sponsor of the 2021 Matsu Miners baseball team, Pacific Northwest Regional Council of Carpenters and Carpenters Union Local 1281. I also want to thank the official sponsor of Miners Travel, Alaska Airlines, and the Summer Clinic, the Alaska USA Federal Credit Union. Each of them makes everything possible, most especially big games like this here today. So now Walters, another solid contact here as this one looks like it's going to pull into right field. And he gets down. Sorelli starts chugging as if he's going to advance on the tag, but not going to make it far.
Yeah, I'll stay put. Ball in the air, hung up there long enough for the right fielder, Owen Christie, to circle under it. And now Mike Ferrara, who is 1 for 2, came around to score as he reached on an error in the 4th in that big 4th inning. 3-run 4th inning for the Miners.
I managed to make something out of that opportunity as well. Miners looking to make them pay for a few more errors here as that wild pitch could turn into more runs. Right now, a 1-0 count to Tyler Rando. Or, correction, Mike Ferreira. Skipping ahead just 1.
As Ferreira moves to a 2-0 count. Big left fielder from Westchester University trying to find his way on. Maybe plate the runner Nick Sorelli in the process.
And gonna get into another one here. This one not nearly the blooper the others have been, as this one's put away once again in right field, and that's gonna become the 2nd out. So pass 2 going down in an F9 situation all the way over to Owen Christie.
Now it's gonna be Tyler Rando who looks to reach base for the 2nd time today. He had a 2-run single back in the 4th and struck out in the 2nd. So Rando trying to find similar offensive success as he did in the 4th and play to run. Miners have scored in the past 3 innings, looking to try not to buck the trend here.
And is going to pull this one, but not going to keep it fair. One person that is going to be on their toes this at-bat is John Hanley, the first baseman. After that single bounced off his glove, he had a chance to snag that line drive and end the inning. Instead, allowed the 2 to come across. As Rando didn't see a reason to offer at it down low, but should have been for now the second strike call. 0-2 for Tyler Rando, and there might be some more stern words at the plate here if this leads to a strikeout. Not going to have to worry about it there, though, as that one's outside.
Way away. Rando in a 1-2 count. Oilers warming up another arm, it seems. Looks like a right-hander, as Jacob Dillon is just 1 strike away from working his first perfect inning of the year.
First full inning as well. As this one does get down, so Rando, once again, another single. Maybe have a chance to throw him away at second. Instead, this one going to barely get away from him, and
it's an RBI double for Tyler Rando.
Rando is finding his way around the bases very easily right now. That's going to be his second one and the first extra base hit, I believe, for either side so far today.
Yeah, 3rd RBI of the day for Tyler Rando. Have himself a day. Catcher hitting well. That's a career high in RBIs on the year. He's got 3 of them. Tyler Wilson, who doubled his last time to the plate, is in now.
So inning not over yet. This one into the gap once again, and Rando's gonna hustle. Here comes that cardio training on the beach. He gets it. That's safe. Tyler Rando hustling to the plate with the slide, and it plays off for another run.
That was a fantastic slide by Tyler Rando. He was probably out there by 10 feet, but he came in so low and slid so early that the catcher, or slid so late rather, that the catcher, Rosema, couldn't get his glove down in time, and he thought he had the out, but right under that tag was Rando. It's an RBI single for Tyler Wilson, his 2nd RBI of the day. Miners lead 7-0.
So not only will they keep the scoring trend alive, they'll add another one here in the 5th, and we're still not out of this yet as Josh Morozic steps to the plate next for the Miners.
Morozic now with the runner on second.
He's keeping it going. This one, once again, sneaking through, sending him home again. Wilson got a bit more wheels. Morozic sneaking to second. A chance to throw him out. Not going to get there.
How about that?
Low throw. Morozic safe at second, and another one scores. So back-to-back innings of 3 runs for the Miners, and they cannot be stopped.
Yeah, they continue to pour it on. Tyler Wilson there getting home easily. That ball was hit a lot softer through the right side, and just as I said, Jacob Dillon had a chance to get through his first perfect inning of the year. The Miners start to strike. Goes double, single, single, all of them plating 1 RBI apiece. JD Urso, a chance to continue the party. He's 1 for 2 on the day.
Right now, just exchanging places at second base with the runner as JD Urso takes the first 1 ball. Miners sitting at an 8-0 lead here about midway through this one, and when they promised fireworks to their home crowd, they were not here to disappoint as they've shown up early and often in this one. One of the few games I can say they consistently scored throughout the early to mid innings.
Yeah, this has been a big offensive onslaught. The game they needed after scoring just 2 runs against the Anchorage Bucks yesterday. They come back with firepower today. Got 8 of them on the day, and this game looks to be well in control.
So a 1-1 count for JD Urso. Swings at that one, and that one could have used a few more inches in order to reach across the plate for it, but not enough reach as that becomes strike 2. Urso trying to choke up a bit and shorten that grip, but no reason to offer at a high curveball like that one.
2-2 now on JD. Top of the order due up next. It's EJ Cumbo. And interestingly enough, on the day, arguably the Miners' best hitter, Casey Rother. He's the only one not to reach. So now it goes 3-2 on JD Urso.
Rosema trying to get some help from the first base umpire, but no love found there as he is just given the stone cold Fair call. JD or so. Full count. Something's got to give, and Morozic is really getting in the head of Dylan. He's not sure which way is worse, facing the batter or the runner. Just trying to get out of this 2-out inning. Not going to do it on a pitch like that. That one to the backstop, easily moving him up to third as well as JD Urso takes a free base.
Yeah, that one was easy enough for him, right, as he moves up there easy, and Josh Morozic over to third.
And looks like they will have a bit of an infield meeting, so Dylan might be close, but also maybe done for the day, giving up 3 in this inning already, and runners at the corners, so day definitely not done. But it will be for Dylan, and we are going to take a short break as we await his replacement to walk out to the mound. Be sure to stay tuned to see who takes over for him in the bottom of the 5th. We will be right back. We are back here as Henry Bird has taken the ball for the Oilers, and EJ Kumbo comes to the plate for the Miners. Kumbo found his way to the plate last inning, but as we've seen 8 in this inning alone, he's back up here in the bottom of the 5th with a real chance to add some more RBIs.
Yeah, back-to-back innings with 8 men to the plate for the Miners. This is about as ideal as it gets.
That one fouled off and making a bit of a thud at the end, so 0-2 for EJ Kumbo.
Henry Bird from Texas A&M Corpus Christi on the mound. He's appeared in 5 games this year, 8 innings, 4.5 ERA for him.
Not eye-popping numbers by any means, but his strikeouts at 8 and his walks at 3 is something I always like seeing. A lot more control from the pitchers. Also has a save on the year, but it's going to take a lot more than a few miracles to save a game this early. As Kumbo gets into this one, lifted for a while, thought it might have had the distance, but just can't stay fair.
Count is still 1-2 on EJ Kumbo, who's got a hit to his line today.
Trying to change that 1 to a 2 and keep this score running. Miners trying to close in on double digits in this one. As this one's taken inside near the hands, and that's ball 2.
Yeah, Kumbo, his only hit was an infield single back in the 4th that plated a run. He plated the runner Tyler Rando on that RBI single.
So Cumbo again on the even count. This one sent up into the air, and moving backwards is Novicki, but no chance to get there, so no out on the play, and we're not done at this inning yet. The saga continues in the bottom of the fifth.
Still battling his Cumbo. He's in a 2-2 count. I mean, this is his spot right now. I mean, this game's already been broken open, but why not add to your stat line and break it open even more? This has been the Miners' best offensive output through 5 innings. I mean, and all year, and it's really not even close. I mean, they've really come to play. The bats and the arms on the mound.
So turns this one the other way, but this one slowly flaring, and that one put away. Finally manages to escape the inning. Thank you, Trevor Antonsen, for the third out. Miners rolling here, 8-0 lead, and we are just beginning the 6th inning at Herman Brothers Field. Be sure to stay tuned to see the 6th inning of action when we get back after a short break here. We return to action here in the 6th as it's going to be another inning for Nate Beimel, it looks like, as the Oilers trying to keep pace here. But going to be tough with a strike or a fastball like that.
Beimel back out for another inning of work, and why not? He's been good so far through an inning and a third as that ball's popped out of play, and quickly 0-2 here on John Hanley.
Seems like we're playing the story of 2 different games here. These 2 teams looking at other ends. Every time the Miners come up to the plate, that half of the inning takes a while. Whereas on the other side, they seem to be taking care of business on the defensive side.
It was 1-2 now on Hanley. Yeah, the 3 errors made by the Oilers today you can really point out as a reasoning, at least for the early runs, but the middle inning runs have been all Miners.
And able to get a piece of this one, just going to send it right up every infield coming in, and Walters is the one that puts him away.
Walters snags it. First out here in the 6th as maybe some stretching and throwing down in the Miners' pen. Looks like a right-hander.
I have a feeling I can't say that little convergence of everyone on the infield was planned or synchronized on purpose, but it looked cool, and they got the out, so Miners able to put the first one away thanks to a nice glove there. Beimel trying to apply the pressure early here. The official sponsor of the Matsu Miners Internet broadcast, one we're giving you right now, of course, is the Napa Auto Parts of Alaska. Jim Ruda being their owner, and also Miners jersey giveaway, so go to your locally owned and operated Napa store to enter and win. You're going to want to get a part of these. Everything that sells for merch here at Herman Brothers is pretty amazing. I got a beanie for $20, and I can't say I haven't worn that almost every day.
Count's gone 2-1 now to Ben Grunberg.
as Grunberg's able to turn this one the opposite direction. Does it have enough? It does not. Ferreira puts him away, so a sigh of relief from Beimel and the rest of the crew as the shutout continues and pitcher's BP still lives.
Yeah, that ball sounded a lot better than it actually was off the bat. A nice little crack, but a little bit too under it, and Ferreira had enough room to range out there and make the catch. This isn't Mulcahy Stadium where the ball just travels endlessly in left field. I mean, balls do die out here, and specifically in left field at Herman Brothers Field.
You have to fight the fences as well. Definitely not the easiest of places to get it out of the park, but makes it even harder when you're behind in the count. Beimel taking an early lead here, 0-1.
Bryce Marsh 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out swinging and flew out. Well, technically
We'll call that
forced
one a line
out on that pop-up to Urso that he dropped in third to second as he lines out there to right field. That'll do it for the 6th.
And didn't take much from Beimel and company. Only a few pitches, less than 10 to get out of the inning. And Beimel keeps the score at 0. Miners coming back to see if they can continue their offensive onslaught. Already 8-0 heading into the bottom of the 6th. See what they can do with some more action. Be sure to stay tuned for the bottom of the 6th here on our stream. Miners action continues into the bottom of the 6th as we're going to start with a pinch hitter. It's going to be Lehigh Product for Lehigh Product. Jared Sweeney is going to be checking into the game for his teammate, Casey Rother, and immediately putting wood to ball. Can't keep it away from the defenders, though, as that one's going to be grounded out 6-3 for the first out. Already a quicker start for Henry Bird still on the mound.
Yeah, nice job by Bird, and that'll be Nick Sorelli. Sorelli followed by Walters, and if we could get to a Mike Ferreira, it's in the hole. Sorelli on the day, no hits. He's flown out a couple of times, but he did walk back in that long 5th inning and came around to score.
And for somebody who came into the day as one of the top 5 batting averages in the ABL, you know he's going to want to find a hit eventually, whether that's a single he shoots in the gap or a deep shot that he's had all year.
0-1 to Sorelli. Sorelli batting .343. I mean, his average and power have been right up there with the best of the ABL. Hasn't had to have been his show today, though, as he goes 2-1. He's had plenty of teammates helping him, specifically the bottom of the order. How about the bottom of the order today? You see 7-hitter Tyler Wilson, 2 for 2 with a sacrifice fly, knocked in a couple of runs. Josh Morozic, 1 for 3 with an RBI, and JD Urso, 1 for 2 on the day. Also, Urso with the run scored. Tyler Wilson with the run scored.
Everyone's been contributing, it seems, as this back foot slider
Almost
didn't
hit
get him, but did get the foot a little bit, it seems. So 3-1 count for Sorelli.
Sorelli 1 pitch away from seeing another walk. DHing today, not at his usual first base spot.
Does get a piece of this one. Can't say it went fair, but we will get another chance in a full count. 3-2 for Nick Sorelli. Maybe this offensive onslaught was just inspired by NCAA athletes finally getting sponsorships recently. Playing for a bit more right now.
Yeah. We got a number of guys on this team that are now Barstool athletes. Inking their deals with Barstool. Barstool themselves still doesn't exactly know what the sponsorship details.
I don't think anybody does.
Nobody really knows, but like
it's cool to
they're
say.
sponsored, yeah, as of right now.
And Sorelli's once again is gonna foul this one away, so another chance here. He is going to keep fighting it off until he gets a pitch that he likes or one that's far enough away he can take the walk. Right now, Sorelli seemingly warding off the out well.
8th pitch of the at-bat on the way.
And that one's going to be a walk, so back-to-back walk for Sorelli. You can't put it into play. You might as well put yourself on first.
Yeah, Sorelli is really starting to become the hottest hitter in the ABL, even hotter than Ethan Mann on the year. Maybe Ernie Yake, but Sorelli has been all over the bases the past couple of weeks. He made maybe a bit of a tweak in his stance. He's not. You could say he was maybe pressing a little bit after those first couple home runs earlier in the year, trying to hit for some more power. But now he's kind of solidified himself, still hitting for plenty of power while also keeping high on base numbers.
And that one outside for Walters. Sorelli also making a few friends at first, it seems. The amount of times he's ended up there, it seems like every first baseman in the ABL knows him pretty well by now. Walters can't get ahead of that one, so heading back to the screen, and that one's going to be the first strike of this AB.
There's another pitcher loosening up in the Oiler pen. Looks like a righty throwing down there, as the Miners also have some action in their pen. Can't tell who it is, but would presume a right-hander.
And this one just shallow shot to center for the second out now. Walters finally can't get it down.
Yeah, Walters, back-to-back flyouts. He's now 2 for 4 on the day, and it's going to be Mike Ferreira, who's in the midst of a 1 for 3 day. He singled back in the second and came around to score after reaching on an error in the 4th.
I guess this is our chance to really tell if the sponsored athletes are out to show up as Ferreira comes to the plate.
The only inning where the Miners haven't had a run across the plate was the first inning, and they're in danger of having their second inning go out there.
So Miners continuing to play under the sun right now. It's really coming down. Not a whole lot of overcast in the area. Pretty bright for everybody out here too.
Count sits at 1-1 on Mike Ferreira.
Ferreira versus Bird. Not going to offer, but is going to get the call, and that low away pitch has really been topic for debate today.
Tyler LeBrun is down at the dugout biting his lip. You can see him. He kind of crouched down after that and couldn't believe it was a strike. I mean, you got to think that the umpires are going to probably try to speed this game up, given the score being what it is.
That one going to be taken high, though. It's not the only time we've seen something like that. Obviously, these umpires want to go out, have their own holiday too, but in the midst of the 6th right now, so we got plenty of ball game ahead of us. And it's going to get a piece of this one. Can't say it's going to land fair. Instead, it'll land more among the bullpen, it seems.
Miners up 8-0 in this game. They've done it on 10 hits. Just 2 hits and no runs for the Oilers. Miners scored 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. Stake their lead.
Ferreira will get the ball called, and Bird thought he was done. Figured he might have had a strikeout there. Can't blame him. Tough area. just can't buy the call.
As now it's 3-2 on Ferreira. See if the runner at first, in the form of Sorelli, is moving with the lead. He is.
Won't matter though, as he's fanned there, and Miners fail to put a run on the board for the first time since the first frame. As we get ready to head into the top of the 7th, Miners still ahead 8-0 here, continuing their shutout against the Oilers. And we will be right back with some more Miners action in the top of the 7th after a short break. Welcome back to Miner action as they hold a strong 8-0 lead here heading into the 7th. We see another arm on the mound as Aaron Winkler is going to make his way out. Winkler, the current ERA king for the team at a 0.9, and those one hit by pitch 0.7 whip to this point. The point I'm trying to get to is people don't tend to get on or ever really come across against Aaron Winkler. Only one earned run so far this season.
Yeah, he gets by with a lot of control and command, but he will spin it up there in the high 80s. He's got some breaking balls as well to his repertoire.
Starting strong here, this one sent opposite field. Ferreira running, putting his glove up, and gets that one as he's on the run. Mike Ferreira turning a day.
How about that catch? Mike Ferreira going deep into the left center field gap, able to reach up over the shoulder and make the running grab. That's been the hardest hit ball probably today by the Oilers, but Rosema retired for the first out of the inning, and now it's going to be Owen Christie, who coming in 37 at-bats, had 16 strikeouts, and you can't say the trend has been bucked today. He struck out a couple of times.
That was pretty rude by Mike. Didn't even get a chance to introduce Grant, and now he's already gone. As we get ready to see what Owen Christie can do. But Winkler locating well right now.
Watch his strike one there. Yeah, Wink gets by. He's a really good strike thrower, and that's what he prides himself on, and that's why his ERA is so low. He limits walks.
Gets him a bit winded up there. Christie can't help himself chasing as he goes down 0-2. Winkler looking for another strikeout here. Could be his 7th for the season.
That ball's fouled away. Pimple's bleeding. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Alright, you got it. Yeah, I'm going to figure out what I'm reading.
Right now, Winkler just looking to keep this inning going quickly as his team taking a sizable lead. Right now, they're in the driver's seat by every metric. And able to get him there, freezing him up at the plate. So Aaron Winkler records the first strikeout of his night for the second out here in the 7th as the Miners continue to dominate on both sides. What a holiday spectacle for the crowd here today. The third baseman, Henry Novicki, going to be the next to come up to the plate, as he's definitely had his own share of struggles in the field so far. Hopefully he can contribute more at the plate right now, but in this game so far, 0 for 2 line with 1 strikeout isn't the kind of production his team is looking for. 1-0. Make that 1-1. So Novicki gets a bit jammed inside, and that one's going foul. Winkler in a one-on-one battle with Novicki, who has been floundering recently. Taking that one right down the middle. Gets a bit of that major slider action as it comes back into the zone. And Winkler giving him a tough call there. It's going to go for a ball, so 2-2, but not making it easy on the home plate umpire. Winkler still none behind him. An easy chance for an inning here. It appeals to third. No appeal needed. Calling the strikeout for himself. So Aaron Winkler adds 2 there. And Winkler looking absolutely dominant in that inning alone. Just an easy inning of work as the Miners continue their shutout. We're 7 through, and so far no real threat outside of that first inning. So Miners dominance continuing here. Be sure to stay tuned for the bottom of the 7th in order to stay with the action here on our 4th of July special. Welcome back here as we get ready for the bottom
At a 5 Washington and
Bottom of the 7th.
Number 4, Kevin
updated the scoreboard
Nakamura.
here yet at Herman Brothers, but remains the same. Bottom of the 7th, Miners looking like they might only need 8 innings on their side offensively, the way this is going.
We have a pinch hitter at the plate, Kevin Nakamura, who takes ball 1.
Nakamura has got that really smooth swing, something we talked up a lot in the early season. It's fallen off a bit in recent time, but still a great contributor to his team. He seems to manage to get on in whatever way possible. That seems to be a constant trend for most of the Miners, actually. Just getting on by whatever means possible.
As Nakamura has gone 1-2 in the count. Hitting .212 coming into today's contest.
And 1 for 3 in his last 3 at-bats, so a solid number. This one just barely lined down and thrown out at first. An easy 5-3 play. So Kevin Nakamura becomes the first out here. And looks like we might be getting a couple people that are getting pinched for, but Tyler Wilson, not one of them. He already has that 2 for 2 gay so far, and looking to make it even better.
Wilson singled his last plate appearance. It was an RBI single and then came around to score. Also doubled earlier in the fourth, and then had a sac fly in the second.
No need to swing here, but will be called strike. Seems like that zone's been expanding a bit as the day has gone on. Some outside calls definitely going the pitcher's way now, but can't find any justification in that one. That one's going to be called ball, 1-1. Tyler Wilson, the lefty, trying to keep his streak going, but right now sitting and waiting on pitches in the zone.
Count sits at 1-2 here on Tyler Wilson.
It's going to be a lot tougher now in a chasing count, and able to get just a piece of that one, but not nearly enough to send it down the line. Too early on that one.
Still 1-2 on Wilson, center fielder from Grand Canyon.
Wilson, once again, not going to go outside, so not one that really needs to overextend his arms. Not going to catch him chasing all too often, but it's when they attack his hands and the knees, that's when he gets a bit more resistant. As this one's sent up into the air. Grunberg under that one, easy second out, and these innings are starting to fly along now as it seems both sides
Now batting, your second
are
baseman,
speeding up the
Josh
pace.
Mrozek.
Bring up Josh Mrozek, who last time to the plate, he singled in a run. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Mrozek, the second baseman today for the Miners.
Standing out of the left-handed batter's box, and right now we are staring at a possible 1-2-3 inning also for the first time since the first frame. Miners didn't put up a score in their last inning, but did at least manage to get one on with Sorelli taking a walk. Right now Mrozek staring at a 1-1, what looked like it could have been a 2-0, but either way, could have had a chance for a walk there should that one be called ball, but instead, staring at an even count. So Mrozek in a 1-1. It's just a piece of that one called the top as that one sent down and back into the dirt.
1-2. And Josh Mrozek. Bird's still out there, and you gotta think that if he continues to roll by batters, he'll just finish up this game and mop up duty.
It's a respectable job to have, honestly. Just showing you have some sense of control to get through this game. Bird, that non-eye-popping ERA is what some people might detract from him, but like I've said, he's put pressure on these hitters. Hasn't really put any of them in walk counts aside from Sorelli. Haven't seen any of them get past that 3-ball mark. And gets some help there from a friend in blue behind the plate. She's going to have to do some explaining to Mrozek, but he's going to hear that later when he gets back from the dugout. Miners go scoreless here again in the bottom of the 7th. Now we head to the top of the 8th, and time running out for the Oilers. Doesn't seem to be much of an offensive trend, but anything can happen in baseball, so be sure to stay tuned in for the 8th inning of action when we get back from a short break here at Herman Brothers Field. We are back here for an 8th inning of action on your July 4th edition of Miners Baseball. Here in the 2021 summer season, Aaron Winkler returns to the mound for more work after what looked like a very promising previous inning. 2 strikeouts swinging to end the inning. And Winkler might be handed the keys here, but we do see some movement, at least a little bit of standing and stretching from the bullpen.
Winkler in an 0-1 count to Trevor Antonsen.
And this one put on the ground. Nice grab there from Sweeney. Both Lehigh boys can do it from the corner, and that one put away for the first out.
Miners just 5 outs away from a combined shutout in a game where we saw Will Johnson go the first 3 2/3 innings. He struck out 5, but the pitch count became an issue. Nate Bymore replaced him, got the strikeout to end the 4th, and then he pitched a scoreless 5th, a scoreless 6th. He'd be in line for the win. Winkler so far with an inning and a third of perfect relief pitching, so it's been a team effort out of the pen for the Miners, as now it's going to be Johnny Olmstead.
This could feel like some really good team victories for your bullpen. Obviously, if a starter, you want to go a little bit longer, but regardless, having those boys back you up just feels better, knowing you can do it together, as Winkler is doing it all right now, making them look foolish at the plate, and unable to catch up to it is Johnny Olmstead, as he is fishing on that one. Winkler just looking absolutely dominant on the mound.
Comp sits at 0-2, and here's a ground ball back up the middle. Urso fields it on the hop, throws him out, 2 away.
So 2 quick ones here in the 8th, and Miners not really showing any signs of slowing down.
Winkler with a couple of ground balls, and now it's Garrett Pennington, who's had a tough day. He's 0 for 3 on the day with a couple of punch-outs, trying to find his way aboard for the first time. Actually, it will not be Garrett Pennington. Pinch hitter Andrew Soika, left-handed batter from the University of Kansas, will step in.
So no chance for the Triple Crown now for Pennington, as Soika steals his opportunity at the plate and tries to make quick on it. Ambush tactics here. Sweeney running into third, trying to get to the gate, but can't reach over, and that one's going to fall. Not fair, but harmless. I almost said fair. That'd be quite the extension of the field of play.
1-1 on Soika, and Winkler, all he does is come out of the pen and throw strikes, and usually when you do that, good things happen, as he's very close to 2 perfect innings out of the Miner bullpen.
Can't rely as much on that slider as he does for right-handers, but goes to it there and gets a nice swing, so make me eat my words, Wink. Maybe just put him down. If you put down the side once again, this could be his game to finish. As he gets him there, everyone froze and eventually called for strike 3, so Aaron Winkler continues to make light work of this Oilers roster, as the Miners now get ready to head to the bottom of the 8th, still up 8, and a chance to add on a little bit more as everyone else gets a few hacks around. So be sure to stay tuned for the bottom of the 8th and maybe see a few batters you haven't seen for a while. We are back with some more minor action in the bottom of the 8th as JD Urso gets to go up against even another face, the Mose Hayes out of Yuba College. It's located in Maryville, California. He's also an Alaskan product coming from Homer. So getting a chance to pitch in front of an Alaskan crowd on July 4th, pretty cool experience for Mose Hayes.
Yes, sir. So down 0-1 in the count. Miners trying to just get through the 8th. In the 9th, there is some stretching and throwing, so maybe a new arm on in the 9th. Winkler's worked a perfect couple of innings, but maybe we see somebody else to nail down the final 3 outs.
And that one off speed really gets past Rosema there, so not going to be a pass ball or wild pitch with no one on, but definitely a sign of concern for control. Mose Hayes, though, in 2 innings so far, has been the least concerning pitcher for the Oilers. They saved their horse for the back of this race as through 2 innings pitched, he's allowed no hits, no runs, and 3 strikeouts with no walks. So there's perfect, and then there's that. There's that, and then there's 0-0 ERA.
As Urso rounds out, makes it 1 for 3 on the day with the walk, and now strolling into the plate is going to be EJ Cumbo, his 5th at-bat of the game.
And it looks like instead we're going to get a pinch hitter, Ricky Nunez, coming into this one. So Ricky getting a hit in their previous game against the Pilots, getting another chance here. And he's hungry for him. Every time we talk to him, he is just constantly saying he wants more. He wants more chances, and getting it here, a great chance to prove more time.
Riverside, California, San Jacinto Community College, number 14, Ricky Nunez.
Nunez has an opportunity right here, off the bench in the 8th. It's down 0-1 in the count.
1 away so far. Nunez awaits the pitch from Hayes, and this one's low as well, so that's going to make it a 1-1 count.
On deck circle, sits Jared Sweeney. If it could get to him, it'd be Nick Sorelli in the hole.
And so Nunez waits on the even count so far this year. Nunez has been up and down, this one going outside of him, so no real reason to offer, but an OPS of 490 coming into today, but only an OBP of 24%, so something he definitely wants to work on. Drawing a few more walks could help with that number, as this one's drawing closer to being a 4-ball walk.
3-1 on Nunez. Sunny day, it's still hot in the valley. I mean, sun has not gone away all day. It's been a picturesque 4th of July, and most of the fans here at the ballpark sticking around, even with the Miners up by a large number of runs as Nunez swings and misses. It's 3-2.
Oh, no one's going to miss a chance to watch some Miner dominance, especially in an 8-0 game like this with the sun as warm as it is. We're sitting here in the booth, and I'm feeling nice and warm. As he gets a hold of this one, Ricky Nunez sending this one back. It's going to touch the wall on one bounce, and he's going to touch the second bag. So Ricky Nunez, an extra base hit. And how about that one? You can feel it the second he sent it into the left field. That one was no doubt getting over his head.
Yeah, Nunez showing that he can still swing the bat, and maybe that'll play him into some more plate appearances as he drills that one into left field. It's a 1-out double, and that'll be Jared Sweeney, who grounded to short his last time to the plate.
Sweeney, similar to Ferreira and Nunez, seems to be coming along now. Later into the season, just needs a chance to knock the schneid off. But right now, that 0-1 isn't the kind of confidence boost that he's looking for. He needs to play like a Barstool athlete.
Sweetie came into the game back in the 6th inning. He grounded out to short. Mose Hayes trying to work a scoreless 8th.
So this one going right back to him, not going to be thrown to second. Instead, just a few stutter steps and throws Sweeney out for the easy out at first.
That'll be a ground out. 1, 2, 3, going Mose Hayes over to John Hanley, and now 2 outs. And we're going to have another pinch hitter. Sam Thompson off the bench is going to hit for Nick Sorelli.
So if you ever wanted to see a game where the starting team looked nothing like the original team, this is the game to watch.
Thompson is the fourth sub, I believe, into the game. Yeah, he's the fourth sub. He'll pitch hit for Sorelli here against Moses. Runner on second, 2 away.
Chance to add to his own totals as Sam Thompson, in a similar situation to Ricky Nunez, does get a few more hits now, it seems, but not getting as many opportunities when he's not behind the dish. As this one is sent up high, and Rosema is going to eventually start running over, but not going to get behind the screen in time. Thompson, 2 for 11 in his last 11 at-bats this previous week, so a 182 average below where he has been at, but not a death sentence. He hasn't gone over in those ABs, and right now a chance for a big RBI that would make this a 9-run game. Can't say that there's anything guaranteed in baseball, but a 9-run game is as close as it gets. That one gonna curve outside, so 1-1, still 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th.
1-1 on Sam Thompson, the catcher from Kent State, his first at-bat of the day.
This one curving inside again, getting underneath of it, but it's going to get past the screen, so no chance for a foul out. And Thompson gets to live the tail after 2 balls that, should they stay a little bit more in the field of play, easily could have become out balls. Instead, he still has a chance to bring home Ricky Nunez from second as he looks at a 1-2. Thompson, not a fool, not gonna go fishing on this one. Fishing's a fun 4th of July activity, but not what Sam Thompson's looking to do today.
Counts it's a 2-2 on the Kent State catcher.
The Golden Flash looking to create some kind of offense here and gets a hold of this one, pulls it once again foul, and Hanley gonna slide, not going to get the payoff gem. Plenty of effort on that one from John Hanley, even sliding towards the gravel, but not going to be rewarded on that time. So Sam Thompson, once again, gets another shot at it as Aaron Walters still stands in the on-deck circle.
Not sure if the Miners have any more subs.
You could throw you and me out there.
Yeah, I'm always down to pinch hit.
I'll be first base. As Mose Hayes gets ready for another delivery, taking his time in between these for what's going to be called a ball. And that's going to make it 3-2, so a full count here with 2 away as Sam Thompson's worked his way back into this one, surviving a few foul balls. Once again, underneath. So continues the trend as this one's going to be popped up back towards us.
Another foul ball. Thompson long at bat. Pitch number 8 is about to be coming to him from Mose Hayes.
So Sam Thompson, seeing if he can maybe hit double digits in this at-bat, should he keep fouling it off. And he'll do just that, so a real chance at 10 in this AB alone.
Thompson with a long battle and trying to reach. He's certainly made his one at-bat a long one. Still not really many people headed for the exits. I mean, this is a see it all the way through crowd and soak it in the sun on this Independence Day with the presumed win. The Miners would go to 15-7. The Peninsula Oilers would drop to their 7-15 record. They would be a full 8 games behind the Miners in first place.
After all of that, they are going to call Thompson out on strikes, looking not the way I thought that was going to be concluded. A bit uneventful, to say the least, but Miners go down in the 8th once again without a score. getting ready to head to the top of the ninth in what could be the last half inning we have here today. Miners lead by 8. Oilers looking for a miracle. As we get ready to head to the top of the ninth, be sure to stay tuned to see if anything happens.
Now batting for the Oilers,
Welcome
first
back
baseman,
to
number 29,
what could
John
be
Hanley.
the final 3 outs of baseball here on the 4th, as the Miners dominating so far in this one, taking us into the top of the 9th with an 8-0 lead against the Oilers. And to try and finish it off, we have a face who has been removed from the mound for quite some time.
Yeah, Joe Williams has been dealing with an injury for the past few weeks. This is his first appearance since June 14th against these same Peninsula Oilers at home. But Williams on the year has pretty solid numbers. He's pitching with a 3.38 ERA on the year, and this is a good place to put him back in. He hasn't pitched obviously in a while, and he'll get a chance kind of in a low leverage situation to work himself back into game shape. His whip sits at 1.4, but he has one of the best batting average against on the team, as his batting average against for opposing hitters sits at just a paltry 133.
Right now, got ahead early in this one, but no offers so far, as John Hanley has shortened up at the plate and made it a lot harder for Williams. Only recorded 1 out in the last appearance he showed against the Oilers, and is going to allow a hit here, so that one gets down. John Hanley gets on. His first hit of the game.
Now batting center fielder, number 19,
John Hanley
Ben
reaches, and now with nobody away, Williams still trying to preserve that shutout. It's going to be Ben Grunberg. Grunberg on the day, 1 for 3 with a single.
Right now, a whole lot of adjustments coming from the side of the Miners, not nearly as much from the Oilers, just sticking with who they have for the most part. We're going to see what he's able to do here, as this one put low. Nice block that time, as Nakamura is able to get in front of it. Williams, a long time after an injury, nearly 3 weeks, getting that first strikeout could just take so much of a pressure off of his shoulders. Thought he had a chance to do it in the first batter with Hanley, but right now, not locating these first 2 balls, hoping to turn this count around.
Count sits at 2-0 on Ben Grunberg.
Grunberg tries the offer at that one, stops himself, but should have, as that's called strike 1.
This game has really not been that close since about the 4th inning. It was 2-0. The Miners got 3 in the 4th and then 3 in the 5th, and have coasted the rest of the way as Williams evens up the count now. A couple of strikes, it's 2-2.
Solid recovery using that fastball, laid off on both attempts. Now he's probably trained his eye, see if he goes to any breaking stuff here. Williams with the off-speed pitch, can't get him to swing, can't get the call either. That one, moving to full count now.
3-2. You could see the runner at first, Hanley, maybe take off to stay out of the double play. We'll see, though.
Potential hit and run opportunity as he starts, but pulls himself back. That one's going to be a walk. Now we got 2 on. So threat still minute, but growing for the Oilers as they have 2 on and no away.
So we're going to have a pinch hitter to the
Pinch
plate
hitter
now.
for the Oilers.
It's going to be
Tyler
Tyler Using coming to the plate now. Using, we haven't seen him this year so far, is in to pinch hit for Bryce Marsh.
So Using over the last week hasn't gotten a hit, and that ain't changing here as Morozic just shadows over behind Walters, gets the out. And that's going to be the first one here in the top of the ninth, 2 away from this being called ball game.
Now batting, catcher number 23, Grant Rosema.
Grant Rosema, who hit that ball deep into left center field his last time. Mike Ferreira made a great running catch in the gap. He's to the plate now, trying to find his way aboard this time.
And Rosema's probably just thinking to himself that he had a pretty solid contact and still couldn't get it down. It's going to be hard to get something in play here as only 3 hits allowed so far this game.
Ball 1 there from Williams. Interesting stat about today. There's been no double plays turned by either side despite a flurry of ground balls, really, and with guys on base. Although it's been just 3 hits on the day for the Oilers, they've worked numerous walks, so they've had runners, and the Miners obviously have had guys all over the bases, so it's been a little bit off to not see at least 1.
Also, every single hit allowed by the Miners today has been given up by a different pitcher, so no pitcher allowing more than 1 hit in their outing. Williams hoping to keep that trend going as he is behind here, and that was going to be a wild pitch, so that's going to advance runners to second and third now. That shutout looming as it is becoming more and more unlikely with 2 runners in scoring position.
The 3-0 count on the man at the plate, Grant Rosema.
Rosema sitting comfortably in this count now. Williams still making up his mind. Finally has what he wants. Now he's waiting for the batter. Both sides ready as Williams gives him the pitch, and this one's inside. We got bases loaded, 1 away. Chance for a double play, but also a chance for some major payout as they have Owen Christie, their right fielder, coming up to the plate next.
Christie will have the best opportunity on the day for runs for the Oilers as out of the dugout to go talk to Joe Williams is Bubba Walters. Gave up a single, walked a guy, then got a pop out, then another walk after a pass ball moved both runners up, so now it's bases loaded. This is about as good of a chance as you'll see as Owen Christie is trying to avoid the golden sombrero. He has 3 strikeouts on the day, all of them swinging. Came into the game with 37 at-bats and 16 strikeouts. Now he's up to 19 strikeouts in just 40 at-bats, so try to avoid it here.
20 is a lot cleaner number, so I'm sure a lot of you would be satisfied if he were to swing away here. But Miners, no real action in their bullpen right now. It does look like Alex Majors is down there just to throw around slowly. But this is still definitely going to be Joe Williams' game until there's more reason for concern. Up 8 right now in the top of the ninth, still only 2 runs away from a win. Or 2 outs away from a win. This time taking ball on the inside as Williams not getting a whole lot of chase from the batters as his location seems a bit high. That time out and away.
2-0 as it looks like some activity down in the minors pen as Williams labors out there in a 2-0 count.
It looks like it may be Wheezy himself, Evan Wolf, another Kent State product, warming up down in the bullpen. The right-hander could be a backup plan should he reach here as it moves to 3-0, so a real chance to walk across their first run of the game.
Shutout is in danger of being broken.
Williams trying to keep something together here. Does get the strike there, so not over just yet. Don't count out Joe Williams as he delivers a strike there in the most crucial position for his squad.
3-1 now. Christie at the dish, trying to avoid the sombrero.
And gets another strike call as well, so full count now. Joe Williams taking his time to make sure these deliver perfectly.
Still got another battle to fight through here on a 3-2 pitch. Christie, one strike away from that fourth punch out of the day.
But Williams going to be pushing that one too hard. It looks like it made some contact as well. Easily going to walk one across with a hit by pitch.
So, finally on the board are the Peninsula Oilers with one out in the ninth. And all of a sudden, I mean, still an 8-1 game, but the bases remain loaded. Henry Novicki to the plate.
And if we can manage to get all the way back to what used to be Garrett Pennington and now Andrew Soika, I think that is a great chance for them to add some runs, as either one of them is capable of putting it in play, but Soika would be the person now. This one sent directly back. Williams hit him in the leg, throws it, tries to pick it up for home, can't field it, and that's going to become the second out and a bit of a bruise for tomorrow.
Second run, I think you
Or second
had to say,
run,
yeah.
and
almost made a spectacular play off the mound, but was then able to field it cleanly. Second run coming across, and it's 8-2.
I'm sure Williams wishes it was the second out, as he is going to have the trainer come back and look at him now. Anytime you take a shot like that, it's going to take a bit of a second look. So Alex, or Wolf, over in the bullpen, may get his chance for not a save, as it's not close enough of a game, but a chance to close this one out. We'll have an extended conversation on the mound with the trainer and skipper Tyler LeBrun. And it seems like his day is done. Unsure of whether that comes from the hit itself or just a desire to get out of the jam. So it looks like we're going to be welcoming Evan Wolf to the mound now, and we are going to take a short break while he gets his own warm-ups in. So Miners, from coming away with another win and pushing it to 15 on the year, they're going to have to do it under the guidance of a new pitcher, and we'll get you right back to the action as soon as we come back. We are back here at Herman Brothers Field and looking to end a ball game as the Miners looking to close out a bases loaded situation with only one away. As Evan Wolf comes onto the mound and is greeted with a great gift from the Blue. A strike with looked outside the zone given to him. He takes an 0-1 lead here. So the right-hander is going to get a ball called on the next pitch.
How do I expand this?
Just click the black corner.
Thank you.
Now Wolf is going to get a foul ball here for the second strike. I'm a little disappointed from the howls I did not hear from the crowd this time around. He took the mound. Last time there was a whole lot of howling from everybody. Got more people here and less howling, but more reason for it as Evan Wolf gets a strikeout looking. There's your second out of the top of the ninth. Miners only one away now.
That was a big punch out for Wolf coming out of the bullpen, able to get that first out
out.
of the bullpen, and now they're almost done, down to their last out, and all that stands in the way of the Miners in their 15th win of the year is Johnny Olmstead.
Gonna get a strike called there. His stuff looks on point, getting advantages on the outside zone and breaking into that off-speed cabinet. Wolf is just throwing the whole kitchen sink at him here, trying to get out of this inning. And that one goes ball just a bit too far outside.
Wolf would do a really nice job if he could work it around it here on the year. He's got a 3.38 ERA. It's a swing and a miss there, and now he's just one strike away.
Wolf looking at what could be his 11th strikeout of the season, already picked up his 10th with the last batter. Chance for the payoff pitch. This one sent the opposite direction. Getting under it is the center fielder, and Miners able to put this one away as they have a pretty convincing lead in this one for the entire game. Until the final inning is when the only real threat seemed to arise. A real batting clinic from the bottom of their rotation, and one that they can hang their hats on as they head forward into the season. 15-7 is their current record as they come away with an 8-2 victory here today.
Yeah, today for the Miners, obviously. They were able to take advantage of some mistakes by the Oilers. They got good pitching for most of the game. Joe Williams came on the ninth, had a couple of hiccups, but it honestly was more of just bad luck, and you could kind of throw him into a low-leverage situation. It was good to see him back out on the mound for the first time, but either way, any way you slice it, the Miners are 15-7. They are by far the first in the ABL, and with a Bucks loss tonight, we're rooting for the Glacier Pilots here from Herman Brothers Field. The loss, at least one loss by the Bucks tonight, we'd move 3.5 games ahead in the standings.
So the Miners pull one out here on 4th of July and celebrate their Independence Day with some of their own fireworks. They're going to be off tomorrow and back here again against the Pilots for their next matchup on the 6th. That game's going to be at 7 o'clock Alaska time, so be sure to tune in at your proper time in order to hear our beautiful voices again tomorrow or on the 6th. I've been Sean Neef. Alongside me has been Reese Lannon. Thank you so much for joining us for today's broadcast, and we will be happy to bring you the same 2 days from now when we take on the Glacier Pilots.